When you talk about the dome, Mike, and the factors here, Southern hasn't won here since 1983. Of course, that was the championship season for Southern. 1-9 here in Cedar Falls in the dome.
There's a shot of Mark Farley, at least from behind, in front of the helmets. 39-19 in his 5th year. Craig Coffin, number 19, will kick it off for the Salukis. 2 guys back for Northern Iowa. That is number 6, Jamie Goodwin, at the 4-yard line. Jamie Goodwin gets a seam. Still going. All the way out to the 38-yard line, and right away, Northern Iowa makes a big play when Goodwin should have been tackled by the 20-yard line.
We've seen it happen before, Mike. Southern's got to wrap these guys up and knock them down. About 4 people had their hands on Cooper, but Southern's going to need to take care of that.
Northern Iowa on the front line goes with Chad Reinhardt, Tyler Rollins, John Shabillion, Barrett Anderson, and Joe Lobdell. It's a very veteran and good offensive line. Sanders, the quarterback, with Garrett and Freeney, Surency, Hunter, and Brian Cutright in the skill positions. They line up with a bunch to the right. They'll give it right up the gut. That's David Horn getting the call first.
David Horn, the ball carrier. Tackle made by Marlon.
A short gain, maybe 3 or 4 yards on the play. It'll bring up second and long. The Salukis on the defensive side of the ball will line up this way. The front 4, Billy Beard, Linton Brown, Lionel Williams, and Jeff Jones, a veteran group there. Royal Whitaker and Philip Doyle, the linebackers. And in the defensive secondary, Greg Turner, converted running back, Jamarcus Jordan, Marlon Heasted, Frank Johnson, and Patrick Jordan. 2nd down and 6. Sanders back to pass. Sets up the screen. It's Horn. Very close to the first down.
Sanders pass complete to number 5.
Good play call by Northern Iowa. You saw Southern finally get some push in there. It's only the 2nd play of the game, but a good push with that defensive line getting into the backfield, and Sanders able to get it right over the top. I think Lionel Williams was in there. Maybe that's Whitaker, and there's Lionel giving chase, but good play for Northern Iowa.
3rd and 1.
3rd down and a long one now for the Panthers. I formation behind quarterback Eric Sanders, just underway here in the Unidome. Play action. Sanders in trouble. Caught behind the line by, I believe,
it's like Billy Beard in there on the tackle.
Billy Beard. So Northern Iowa will be forced to make a decision here on 4th down near midfield. It's going to be 4th and 1.
You see the long arm of the law, Billy Beard reaching out and getting a hold of Sanders. And Billy, once he gets a hold of him, isn't going to let him go. Good wrap up there by Beard.
Back in punt formation, Adam Koss, 6-foot junior, averages right around 40 yards per kick.
One of the better punters in the nation, kicking off to one of the best punt returners, Craig Turner.
Craig Turner will catch it. No, he's going to let it fall, and it's inside the 5. He made the right decision. It just
bounced straight up off that turf. That ball bounced just straight up. Southern's going to have a long ways to go in their first possession.
So the Salukis will start on offense. Starting lineups brought to you by George Weber Chevrolet in Waterloo. Drive a little, save a lot at George Weber Chevrolet. Offensive line, Darren Marquez, Jimmy Wegerer, Will Justice, Jared Green, and Andrew Kearns from tackle to tackle. The skill positions, Joel Sambursky, the 5th-year senior, JT Wise at fullback. The running back is Craig Turner, though he's not Craig Turner. It's Arkey Whitlock. Wide receivers, Kellen Allen, Brent Little, and Chris Kupek. Arkey Whitlock, number 24, is the tailback, needs just 11 yards to go over the 1,000-yard mark for the season. Southern way back in its own territory on the 4. And there goes Arkey.
Well, how about 1,000 yards on the first play, Mike? He's going to get plenty to go over the 1,000-yard mark.
A gain of about 15 yards on the play. Give him 16. First down to the 20. And Arkey's over the 1,000-yard mark.
Good start for Southern. Keep it on the ground. And boy, this place gets loud.
On defense, Northern Iowa will line up this way. A front 3 of Michael Mathis, Kevin Stensrud, and Jordan Lacey. Good linebackers, Heidemann, Kobke, Herman, and Schratz. Secondary, we'll get to in a moment. 1st and 10 for the Salukis. Kellen Allen with the reception, with a short gain out to about the 25, maybe the 26-yard line. Here's the secondary for Northern Iowa. Dawgs is a good one, number 3. So the Salukis recruited him several years ago. Curtis Cooper, Chris Parsons, and Tanner Varner for Northern Iowa. Neither secondary is stellar this year, as the Salukis are dead last in the nation in pass defense. Northern Iowa not much better, Thad.
In all of 1AA, Southern is number 116, and that's at the bottom. They give up 280 yards per game, but Northern Iowa not much better. They give up about 240 per game.
Second down for the Salukis. Whitlock. No, excuse me. That's Antoine Jackson for a gain of 3. Antoine took it on the left side.
He's got some speed, just couldn't get around the outside. In there for Whitlock.
It's going to be third down and a long one, maybe 2 for the Salukis. Southern started this drive on their own 4-yard line.
In the Gateway Conference, Southern's number 1 on third down conversions, Mike. They, half the time, 106 tries, 55 times they've got across for a first down.
Salukis are going to have to call a timeout on this third down call, and that just lets the crowd get into even more. They couldn't decide what play to call, and they struggled, and finally with 10 seconds on the clock, Joel Samberski said, we better regroup. We don't need a 5-yard penalty here.
Boy, this dome does get loud, and it's going to be a factor. And some of the players said that. You know, they've played here before, but you just got to zone it out and get going.
All right, we'll take a short break and be right back with the huge third down play for the Salukis. There's a good shot of head coach Jerry Kill. Southern looking for the outright Gateway Championship. He's talking over with Brent Little on the sidelines. The Salukis 7-2, 5-1 in the Gateway Conference. A win guarantees them the outright championship and the automatic bid to the 1AA playoffs, which start in 2 weeks. Triple I backfield for the Salukis. Braden Jones is the up back. JT Wise is second. And Archie Whitlock is in the tail of the tandem. They're resetting the clock down to 11:28. It does get loud. Joel, play action. The reception is made by Micah Turner. Good for the first down up by the 36-yard line.
You're right, using the tight end off of that formation. Turner, good job to hold on to it. You see Turner on this catch. I talked to some of the guys before, and they said this is such a hard surface. It's like concrete underneath. But most importantly, they get those carpet burns. Turner playing with no sleeves on. And those guys say, you know, they're going to be pretty banged up after playing on this turf today.
First and 10 from the Northern Iowa 36. Southern with 2 first downs. Northern Iowa did not get a first down in its first shot. Joel going deep. Just overthrows Kellen Allen, but I like the fact that he's trying to stretch out the defense a little bit. Kellen did have a step on Dawgs, the defensive back on the play.
Yeah, Allen and Dawgs about step for step about halfway down the field, and then Kellen turned on the afterburners, got out a little bit, and Joel just overthrew him. But good play calling by Southern.
You got to do that against the team that's number 100 in the nation in pass defense. Stretch him out and open some things in the running game then. Whitlock, as we mentioned, got 15 yards on his first carry to go over the 1,000-yard mark for the season. Second and long, second and 10 for Southern. Draw play to Archie Whitlock. There he goes. Another first down up near midfield. And Archie's got 30 yards on 2 carries.
And Archie comes in number 7 in the nation in rushing.
Look at the hole he's got up the middle. It's coming right in your living room here. Look at the nifty cut, and there's nobody near him.
So on 2 carries, Whitlock already with about 30-plus yards.
And Southern has the ball where Northern Iowa ended its drive at near midfield. Joel back in shotgun. Corey Payne wide to the left. Brent Little wide to the right. Straight drop back. It's Brent Little over the middle, and Brent dropped the football. Hit him right in the chest.
We've seen Southern run that play many times, and Brent usually catches that ball, and then it's the yards after catch that makes a difference as Brent cuts across the field, but unable to hold on to that one.
usually catches it with his hands outstretched, and I think that one his hands got caught in by his shoulder pads and it popped right off. So now it's 2nd and long. Southern was 2nd and 10 on its previous set of downs as well, and was able to convert it to the 1st down. There's Jerry Kill in the maroon sweater, Pat Poor, hands on his knees next to Coach Kill. 2nd and long. Give it to Antoine. Fights and fights for a gain of about 1. 3rd and 9.
Got a couple blocks up front, of course, following J.T. Wise, the powerful fullback for Southern. And Jared Green was up there. Antoine trying to make something all he could out of that one.
Wholesale changes now for the Salukis as you see Antoine. Northern Iowa with really good penetration in the backfield that time. Wes Lane, the defensive end, 6'4" freshman, got in there. So it's 3rd and 9 now for the Salukis. Play clock is down to 10. They're going to have to hustle again to get this one off. And they can't get it off. 2 timeouts in the 1st quarter again. This happened last week against Youngstown State at McAndrew Stadium. Southern had to burn 2 timeouts. 9:47 left to go in the 1st quarter. We'll be back. It's 3rd down and 9 for the Salukis. They are 1 for 1 on 3rd down conversions thus far in the ball game. Good pass rush. Joel goes over the middle to Arkey. He's got a lane. He's got a 1st down inside the 40-yard line, down near the 37, and a great move by Arkey, getting by the first man at about the 46, and then he had a wide open lane.
Good job by Arkey. Also a great job by Joel to just give him a little extra time. Watch Joel just kind of backpedal, sidestep out of the way, and there's his dump off guy. Arkey getting a good block from Will Justice up front, the Gateway Offensive Lineman of the Week.
Will Justice taking care of the linebacker, Darren Heidemann from Northern Iowa, a good linebacker, and Will tied him up and allowed Arkey Whitlock to gain that yardage. 1st and 10, Salukis at the 37. Whitlock again, maybe a gain of 1.
So for the first time, Whitlock is held to less than 10 yards. He had about average of 15 yards per run, and then the 11-yard catch on the play before that.
They're going to give him no gain on the play, although the ball has moved a little bit. 2nd down and a long 9, we'll call it. Little wide to the left. Kellen Allen wide to the right. Micah Turner in at a tight end on the right side. Braden Jones is the fullback on this play. Give it to Arkey. No, Joel's got it. Hard nose running down to the 30, faked me out, and then I saw that he had it and got it down to the 30. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
Joel faked about everybody out as he kept the ball and went off to the left side. Chris Parsons for Northern Iowa losing his helmet. But
here he comes out to the right side. Nice block by Brent Little on that left side. 3rd down and about 3 now for the Salukis.
They're 2 for 2 on 3rd down so far. See if they can get the play in.
A lot of noise. Kellen Allen at the bottom of your screen. Braden Jones comes in motion. All day to throw the ball. It's Braden Jones to the 15, down near the 13-yard line. 1st down, Salukis. And another helmet comes flying off back near the line of scrimmage. It's number 97, Charles Johnson, the nose tackle. But Braden Jones gets open on near the 15, and Southern with another 1st down.
Joel had about 3 options on this one, and it's Braden Jones on the receiving end. And Jones still working.
On the coverage was Tanner Varner, excuse me. It's 1st and 10, Salukis at the 13-yard line.
Jones will get a breather over there on the sideline.
Corey Payne wide to the left. Kellen Allen, bottom of your screen to the right. J.T. Wise and Arkey Whitlock, the tandem behind Joel Sambursky. Look at Arkey fight, gets back to the line of scrimmage.
And there goes a shoe flying.
Wow.
We've seen a couple of helmets. There goes a shoe. Looks like that's Whitlock's.
Yes, it is. Arkey's going to have to come out. Antoine Jackson will come in. Boy, that shoe just went flying. And Arki did good just to get back to the line of scrimmage, because that was the linebacker number 54, John Herman, who should have had him in the backfield.
You see Arki just staying up, bouncing off the tackles and trying to work for all he can get. I would say he's pretty determined today to do all he can.
Salukis in the red zone are very proficient on offense, aren't they, Thad?
Number one in the gateway, 88% of the time they score.
All day to throw the ball. Oh, and Joel throws it backwards, and he has to go back and cover it at the 29-yard line. He wanted to throw the ball to J.T. Wise, and now Saluki coaches are saying that was a forward pass, but the referee says no, let's check it out here.
I don't know if
went backwards.
He looked like Wise was covered, and he wanted to pump it and bring it back in, and yeah, just as he was doing that, dropped the ball. But a good job by Joel, good heads up, going to get the ball and just lay on it. You're not going to be able to do anything with it.
Third and a long way now, and Southern's got about 12 seconds to get the play off.
They've already used 2 timeouts here.
Get it off, draw play to Arki. He's going to get it down back inside the 20, and we're going to have to settle for a field goal try as Craig Coffin's going to come on. And what a shame that Joel couldn't release that ball, because he had J.T. Wise open in the flat on that last play where he threw it backwards. So on the field, Craig Coffin. John Cairns will hold. It'll be a 36-yard field goal try.
Coffin 0 for 1 from this range between 30 and 39 yards. As long as 43 this year. 6 for 8 on the season. Looking for number 7.
Kick is up. It is right down the middle, and the Salukis convert on its first offensive series. They lead Northern Iowa. 5:29 left to go in the first quarter. 3-0. We'll be back to the Unidome after this.
Illinois.
With that, Jackson, this is Mike Trude. 3-0 SIU, a 16-play, 77-yard drive that culminated with the 36-yard field goal by Craig Coffin. Coffin unloads on this one 6 yards deep into the end zone, and Northern Iowa will start its offensive series at the 20-yard line. That a real nice drive, which started at their own 4-yard line, and Southern converts on its first offensive series.
And give a lot of credit to Arki Whitlock for starting that thing, those 2 big runs, a nice catch. And Joel Sambursky doing a good job, senior leadership. And Mike, it doesn't matter who scores first or who's ahead at halftime or who's ahead in the fourth quarter when these 2 teams get together.
No, it's whoever's winning at the very last play of the game. Is the last 2 games that it's come down to the final play of the game. A missed 53-yard field goal try by Craig Coffin 2 years ago, and an interception by Marlon Heaston last year against Eric Sanders. David Horn for 9.
Good burst of speed by Horn.
Transfer out of the University of Nebraska. He and Terrence Freeney have shared duties this year. Both have just over 500 yards apiece heading into the game today. Second down and short. Eric Sanders, the first freshman last year as a redshirt freshman to play quarterback in some 15 years for the Panthers of Northern Iowa. It's Horn again. He did enough to get the first down, and that was about it. Gain of 2 on the play.
Mike, it's amazing to listen to this crowd. When Northern Iowa has the ball, how quiet it is in this dome. And when Southern's got the ball, especially on those big third downs they've had, how loud it can get in here.
In the double overtime win against Western Kentucky last week, David Horn had 3 touchdowns for Northern Iowa, 1 receiving and 2 on the ground. But it was Sanders to Surrency to win it in the double overtime period. Southern fakes the blitz. Now they come with a blitz. Pressure and hammered. Great hit by Marlon Heaston on the tight end. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Starts with the pressure up front. Southern gets through the line and starts pressuring Sanders. You watch Heaston just waiting for the ball to arrive and delivering the hit as the ball comes at the same time.
Coleman Roads instant replay, the home of quality furniture. Coleman Roads in downtown Frankfort. 2nd and 10. for Northern Iowa. 3 and out on its first series. Second time they've had the ball. Southern had the ball for 7 minutes and 48 seconds. Horn up the gut. Gets the first down for Northern Iowa out to the 42. Real nice quick hitting play by the Panthers tailback.
Horn looked like his feet barely touching the ground. Gets a good push off that carpet. You'll see a big hole up front. Horn showing some good speed.
Jamarcus Jordan, number 20 on the tackle for the Salukis. It's 1st and 10 Panthers at the 42-yard line. Wide to the right side is Goodwin. Pitch it to Horn on, to Horn on the left side. Swats away a couple of tacklers and gets up to midfield. Horn's a bit elusive in there.
We talked about Sanders able to throw the ball, but Northern Iowa doing a good job of rushing here. Sanders has only attempted 2 passes. Completed that one to Horn, and Horn doing the majority of the running here.
Horn now with 5 carries for 35 yards in the football game. 5 for 34 rather. Clock running, 3:30 left in the first quarter. Surrency goes to the slot on the right. Play action pass. Going deep. Surrency, good at the 27. Good pitch, good catch, good coverage on the play. Just put it right on the numbers.
Also some good vision by Sanders. Looking back to his right. Surrency had Heaston on him, and you watch Sanders go right over the top of Frank Johnson. Johnson backpedaling, trying to get back there to provide some help.
23-yard gain on the play. It's 1st and 10 at the 27. Surrency goes wide to the right with coverage from Jamarcus Jordan. 4 receivers. And they give it to, nope. Sanders still has it. Getting some heat from Billy Beard. Now he's got to throw it away. Beard and also Tony Ranella.
You see Billy Beard, he doesn't go for the fake. Sanders trying to get away from him, but Billy standing his ground finally forces Sanders to throw it away.
So it's 2nd and 10 now for Northern Iowa at the 27-yard line.
We talk about this dome and the fan support and how loud it gets in here. A lot of purple and yellow in the stands. 1AA.org ranked all the home stadiums, and they put Northern Iowa at number 10.
There aren't too many empty seats in this building. 2nd and 10. That's Freeney going nowhere. Loss of 2 on the play. Freeney's first carry, and he's going to be dropped for a loss of 2. Lionel Williams, number 94, in on the tackle for the Salukis.
Mike, you and I talked a little bit before the game about where Southern's going to win it. That's going to be in the trenches, and good push here, and everybody getting around their man. Lionel, Royal Whitaker in there. So they want to stop the run and also get to Sanders and put some pressure on him.
3rd and 12. Huge play now for Northern Iowa. They are in field goal range, but they'd like to get it closer. They'd like to get a first down. 4 wide receivers on the play. Sanders back. Here comes some heat. Sanders gets through it. He's going to have to run for it. And Whitaker takes him down at the 25, maybe the 24. And Southern held, and it's going to force Northern Iowa to attempt a field goal.
So there's some pressure in the backfield, and a good job downfield by Southern to stay with their man covering the receivers, and good job by Royal to stay with Sanders. As Sanders will get some heat up front, go over to his left. And Whitaker knew where the first down marker was, doesn't go for the pump fake. Good wrap and tackle by Royal.
So Wingert will attempt the field goal. It is up, and it is no good. He missed it to the right, and that's the kind of year that Brian Wingert has had this year. I think he's 4 for 10 now. I think he's 4 for 10 on the season in field goal tries. So Southern holds defensively. Northern Iowa does not convert inside the red zone, and the Salukis will take over 1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line.
You're right, Mike. Wingert is, after that miss, he is 4 for 10, and his longest field goal is only 32 yards this year.
He struggled last week against Western Kentucky, missing the first 2 that he tried.
Some Saluki maroon, a lot of fans making their way up here, around a couple hundred in attendance for Southern. Looking for an outright gateway title.
So Southern starts 1st and 10. Whitlock is the tail of the tandem. There's our key. No, Joel still got it. Nice catching by Brent Little out to the 39, maybe the 40. And Joel's play action today is phenomenal.
Faking us out from way up top.
I'm usually better than this. I'll let the play run out from now on. Nice play by Brent Little to get open for the first down.
Tanner Varner on the coverage for Northern Iowa, slow to get up. Good concentration by Brent with about 3 blue shirts around him, or purple shirts.
So it's 1st and 10. There's Brent Little on the sidelines adjusting his pads. He's the Salukis' leading receiver on the season. Kellen Allen now wide to the right side. In motion comes Braden Jones. Pitch it to Arkey. Arkey cuts back. And a nice run that gets the Salukis about 8 yards. Arkey now with 38 yards on 5 carries in the football game. That's an average of a little bit better than 7 yards a pop.
On that one, Mike, he could have just kept going off to his right and maybe ran into a wall, but great vision and a good cutback by Arkey. And the defense is already coming over to the sideline to their left. And when he cuts back, it forces everyone else to shift. So maybe an extra 5 yards from a great run by Arkey.
Might be time for 2 more plays in the quarter, depending on what happens, but the first quarter is running out. 2nd down and 2. Give it to Arkey again. Get a first down. Arkey does across midfield.
But he's getting some blocks up front. Those holes are opening up for him, and then Arkey will do what he can. He'll make the moves that he can all on his own once he gets past that first level. And there's going to be a hole here, and he just gets through J.T. Wise with the big block on the linebacker. Kellen Allen in there.
Tackle eventually made by Tanner Varner. And it's good when their defensive backs are making tackles on Arkey Whitlock. That means he's getting past that initial push and into the secondary. Back to pass is Joel. All day to throw. Braden Jones goes up, and he can't come down with it. Nice coverage from Dre Dokes around the 25-yard line. It looked like Braden almost jumped a hair too early for that one.
That ball a little wobbly coming out of the hands of Sam Bursky, but still got it there.
Here we'll see it again. Nice play action. Joel all day to throw the football. And I think he just released it a little bit too late. Braden was open earlier and just didn't zip it out there to him. Now Alan Turner is wide to the left side. It's a good shot at Dre Dokes. He's covering Turner. 2nd and 10. Draw to Arkey. Fumbled the football. And he got it back. And that'll end the first quarter of play on that's I guess 2 fumbles, because Joel's back lateral would have been considered a fumble too, but Southern has recovered both fumbles. It's going to be 3rd down when we come back to the Unidome. A good first quarter of play for the Salukis. They lead it over the Panthers 3-0. We'll be back in just a few moments. We have completed 1 quarter of play with the Salukis leading it by a score of 3-0. Southern scored on a 36-yard field goal off the right foot of Craig Coffin after a 77-yard drive that took almost 8 minutes off the clock. Southern is leading in big numbers with time of possession, but it's only 3-0, and it's now 3rd down and about 9 for the Salukis at the 45-yard line.
Southern 3 of 4 on 3rd down attempts. Joel has 5 completions, all the different receivers so far today.
3 receivers out wide for the Salukis. Joel changing the play at the line. Moves back to shotgun. All day to get it out. Nice tackle as Kupek taken down at the 41-yard line.
Chris Parsons on the tackle, and a good job, because Kupek could have caught that ball if Parsons wasn't there and turned right upfield, but good defensive effort by the Panthers. We see Kupek do that a lot. He's not afraid to go over the middle and take that hit.
Not at all. In to punt for the Salukis is Kettlecamp, Zach Kettlecamp. He'll try to pin it inside the 15-yard line if possible. He was booming some of them in pregame today. High and deep, and gonna bounce at the 5-yard line. It's going to bounce out to about the 7, and a nice job by Kettlecamp. Both punters impressive in their first 2 punts in this one.
So Southern will down it at about the 6-yard line. Talk a little bit about field position. Southern wants to make Northern Iowa go a long way before they get into any type of scoring position.
35-yard punt for Zach Kettlecamp. No return. And inside the 10-yard line, you can't ask for anything more out of your punter than to do that. And Northern Iowa is going to start with it on its own 8-yard line, 1st and 10.
Can't go much farther than 92 yards.
The Salukis shut out Youngstown State in the second half last week, and thus far, they've shut out Northern Iowa. Sanders with 3 guys out of the pattern. Now 4 as Horn goes out as well. Good heat. He's going deep. And it's caught. Oh, he dropped the football.
Patrick Hunter for Northern Iowa working against Jamarcus Jordan.
Sanders pass intended for
He had it. He did have it for a while.
Boy, Sanders has a gun.
He was, I think, on 1 foot and just launched that one.
52 yards on the throw. Let's see where he finally gets off. It must have been right about the 5-yard line. Yep, 1 foot.
2nd and 10.
That's just
right
strength.
at the 45-yard line. That's
strength.
unbelievable arm strength. And it was on the money. 2nd and 10 now. Good, again, good pressure by the front 4 of the Salukis.
Sanders just stepped between them, but they were in there.
Receivers to either side in motion. Comes a wide receiver this way. There we go, David Horn again. Very close to the first down. And they're opening up some pretty big holes themselves in the running game. Horn now with 6 carries for 43 yards. As he gained 9, it's going to be 3rd and 1. A big 3rd down play now. There's Horn with a nice cutback. Philip Doyle right there, number 42 on the tackle for the Salukis. 3rd and 1.
Looks like they're going to bring the chains out.
He doesn't have it because he has to get to the 18-yard line, and there's no way it's at the 18-yard line.
Northern Iowa's 0 for 2 on 3rd down attempts so far today, and they're going to have to do another one, about a yard short.
Sanders is tough enough to quarterback sneak this. He quarterback sneaked one into the end zone last week at Western Kentucky in overtime on 4th and 1. So we'll see what they do here.
A double overtime win down in Bowling Green to set up this Gateway Showdown.
Western Kentucky lost today to Youngstown State. Their season, as far as the playoffs are concerned, is done. They suffered their 4th loss of the year, 3rd in the Gateway. 3rd and short. Give it to Horn. 1st down.
That's David Horn.
Lorenzo Wims in on the tackle for the Salukis, and Brad Brashear. And they'll mark the 21-yard line. Straight power running to the right side off that big offensive line. There's Brashear right there, and Lorenzo to help wrap him up.
Like no Gateway team has won the title with two losses. So Southern can keep that streak alive. They've only lost once. That was to Illinois State back in Carbondale, but I'll tell you more after this play.
Play action, Sanders to throw. Good heat. Lorenzo Wims. Here comes some more heat. And Sanders gets out of bounds after a short gain. One of the Northern Iowa linemen is down on the play. And good heat again from the front 4, and nobody was open. So the secondary doing a heck of a job as well.
It does get a little scary too once everything kind of breaks down and Sanders gets loose and he's got that running room. But yeah, give Southern great credit down the field. What I was saying, Mike, was no team has won the conference with 2 losses or more. Should Northern Iowa beat Southern today, 3 teams will have 2 losses. Northern Iowa, Youngstown, and Southern. They'll all share the title, but Northern Iowa would get the automatic playoff berth because they beat both of those teams.
Philip Doyle, he wanted to pop it, didn't he? He wanted to. Down on the play is number 66, John Shabilian, 284-pound senior. He's the center. It's never good to lose your center, and he's going to have to come out for at least one play. Sanders, after all that running, only gained a yard. There's Jerry Kill. year 5.
Great to see Coach Kill on the sideline still. Says he's a little tired from suffered a seizure in that Illinois State game. And I tell you what, these players would love nothing more than to give Coach a victory today. And they can just walk out of here with the Gateway Conference title. Still a lot of work to be done. North Dakota State comes to Carbondale next week. And then you look ahead to playoffs. But boy, just to walk out of here in that big sigh of relief and relax for a couple days and get back home, go right back at it.
The North Dakota State game next Saturday at McAndrew Stadium, 3 o'clock kickoff, is Universities Day. Universities will be giving away 1,000 mini footballs as the gates open. Tickets on the east side next week. Tickets on the east side of McAndrew Stadium next week are just $3 for kids and $6 for adults. We're calling it the Killer Zone. So come sit in the Killer Zone next week as the Salukis take on North Dakota State for $3 and $6 tickets. There's Shabilian.
Shabilian's helped off the field. The Panthers center, he's
got braces on both knees.
He'll be helped. He's a semifinalist for the National Football Foundation National Scholar Athlete Award, a 3.87 GPA for Shabilian. And we'll talk with Christina Terrio at halftime of this game. Christina works a lot with the student athletes, making sure they get that GPA up.
Jeff Bates has moved into Shabilian's spot at center. 2nd and 9. Give it to Terrence Freeney. And Freeney will gain about 6. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 now for the Panthers. And Southern would love to hold Northern Iowa here and force them to have to punt the football away. Southern's opening drive went 77 yards on 16 plays. Craig Coffin nailed a 36-yard field goal to give the Salukis the only points of the game. Philip Doyle again in on the tackle with Jamarcus Jordan for the Salukis as they got Freeney down. It's 3rd down and 3 now for the Panthers. Billy Beard
just ran over.
Jumped early, but he was number 70 on the right side for Northern Iowa, moved first.
Yep, that's Joe Lobdale, the offensive tackle.
Really intelligent play by Billy Beard.
Once he saw him move, yeah, Billy went.
And he pointed right at him. Watch him. There's
just
a little bit of a sway back
movement
right there. And that's what the referee agreed with Billy as Billy pointed at him. Said he moved, he moved. So it's 3rd down and now 8, and this changes things up just a little bit. See what Southern can do here. 3rd and 8. To the right side is Goodwin. Sanders back to pass. Here comes the blitz. And he dropped the football. It's going to be 4th down, and Northern Iowa is going to have to punt it away as the receiver was Cyrus Garrett, converted linebacker, drops the Might
have heard Patrick Jordan's footsteps behind him. Jordan was right behind him, ready to deliver a hit.
4th and 8. Craig Turner will be back at his 30-yard line. And Southern ought to get pretty good field position out of this thing.
Punt returns, Craig averages just over 19 yards.
Adam Koss. Southern backs off. Ooh, they almost got that one. Turner, the 35, sidesteps one man. Craig Turner gets up to the 46-yard line, so he gained about 9 yards after catching the football. And Southern with great field position at the 46, and they came oh so close to blocking that one.
Good job. You just want to see Craig hold on to that ball too. You want to see him give maximum effort, which he did. You know, to get past that first guy who's about 4 yards away from hitting you, and a good shake and bake by Craig after the punt. And here's the near block by Southern. Boy, they get in there quick.
And a good job of not hitting Koss.
Brent Little in there. Yeah, you're right, Mike. Good job to sidestep. You don't even want the running into the kicker penalty.
41-yard punt. Salukis take over 1st and 10 at the 45. 3 receivers in on the play. Sambursky will go from shotgun. Joel all day. No, now he's getting some heat. He's going to go down. Loss of 4, maybe 5 on the play. Loss of 4. Good coverage downfield as Joel had nobody open.
Yep, and couldn't step through that one. Stensrud, the nose tackle for the Panthers. Joel just with nowhere to go, tries to step through a couple guys.
Stensrud just said, come to me. Walked right into that one. 2nd and 14 now for the Salukis.
2nd and 14.
Corey Payne at the bottom of your screen. Kellen Allen top right. Chris Kupek in the slot to the right. Joel with option. Arquette steps over one man, squirts through.
Still going.
Arquette still going. And he got up to the 46, 47 yard line of Northern Iowa. Gain of about 14 yards. He just never stops his feet from moving.
And everybody else is watching Arquette up the field. I'm looking back at Micah Turner laying on the ground, JT Wise laying on the ground. Those guys gave good blocks. And Arquette just waited. You see, he didn't give that big burst of speed. He waited, got his blocks. He was a little slow and waited for that in front of him to develop, and then he turns it on, Mike, and goes upfield.
3rd and 2. 13 seconds on the game clock. The 25-second clock. Southern's got to hustle to get this one off. Got to call a timeout. So the Salukis burn their last time out of the first half as they couldn't get the play off. It's 3-0 SIU, a crucial 3rd down coming up. We'll be back. .11:08 left to go in the 2nd quarter. The Salukis face a critical 3rd down and a long one, call it 2, and they had to burn their 3rd and final time out of the first half.
Mike, as we were making our way down to the field about an hour before kickoff, we saw Albie Armstrong, the equipment manager, and several of the other helpers for the Saluki football team. They're having headphone problems. So a combination of the big crowd, the headphone problems, and getting the plays in, Southern had to burn their final timeout.
Here we go. 3rd down and 2. Give it to Arquette. No, let's go the other way.
Corey Payne's going to be stopped. No,
he's not going to get it. Corey gave up on staying wide. Who knows if he could have got it, but he never gave himself a chance. Tried to reverse his field. It's 4th down, and Southern's going to have to kick it away. Here's the replay.
It looked like they had the Panthers all going to their left, and then Payne maybe just kind of put on a burst of speed. Runs into a few linebackers up front, and then from there it's just the swarm and nowhere to go.
So that hurts. Kettlecamp's going to have to come on and try to punt it down inside the 10-yard line again. Zach's first punt was 35 yards, downed at the 8. Good snap. And he unloads again. Very nice, turning over at the 11-yard line. Great kick by Kettlecamp.
That's what Southern wants to see from Zach. Struggled a little bit last year and early on this year, and boy, coming through when it counts.
Who would have thought that this game would be 3-0 at this stage of the 2nd quarter? 39-yard punt by Kettlecamp.
But again, that puts Northern Iowa with a long way to go. You know, they have to make several plays. Southern hasn't given up that big play yet. We saw a drop pass on a nice throw by Sanders.
The longest play was the 23-yard pass from Sanders to Surrency that got them down to the 27-yard line in the 1st quarter. But that's the longest play they've had from scrimmage. Here we go, 1st and 10 from the 11. Give it off to Freeney. He'll get a few up to about the 14-yard line.
Freeney struggling. Both he and Horn came in with over 500 yards. You mentioned that earlier, Mike, and Horn's got 48, and Freeney can't get any yardage.
He's got 3 carries now for about 7 yards. Sanders has 3 carries for 6 yards, so he's doing as well as Freeney is, although Sanders, when he's running, is running for his life. Sanders is running Freeney is running a play. Sanders is running for his life. 2nd down and 7. Play action all day this time for Sanders. Overthrows everybody. Coverage out there for the Salukis.
Clayton Johnson.
Clayton Johnson.
Johnson on the right side coming across, good coverage, and Brad Brashear had everybody covered on the left.
So it's 3rd and 7 now, and Southern would love to hold them here and force them to punt back around the goal line. 3rd and 7. Surrency has not been in the game in quite a while. I don't know where Justin Surrency is. Wide to the right side is Jason Breland. Goodwin is wide to the left side. The tight end's in a slot formation to the right. 3rd and 7. Let's see what kind of heat. Here comes Lionel Williams. There's the shovel pass. And it's going to be short of the first down. And Tony Ranella wasn't buying it at all. And Billy Beard, great job coming back to make the tackle. Northern Iowa is going to have to punt the football away.
Again, give credit to that quickness up through. You'll see it from Sanders' point of view almost. You're going to see some big boys coming right at you. Billy Beard, there's Lionel Williams giving chase. The flip.
Tony Ranella and Billy Beard right
Beard
there.
back on it.
So Southern again will get good field position. They almost blocked the last punt. Nice high kick. Plenty to return for Craig Turner.
He's got some blockers.
He's
if
got
he gets
some
through.
room as well. Gets it across midfield to the 46-yard line. And Koss outkicked his coverage that time by probably 11 or 12 yards. I think maybe they were so intent on keeping the Salukis from blocking that they couldn't get downfield as well. And Southern's going to have great field position. As you see on the Coleman Roads instant replay, Craig Turner gets it across midfield to the 46, a 38-yard kick, so nothing spectacular, but he definitely line drived a little more than I think he would like to do.
Koss is the leading punter in the Gateway. That was a 38-yard punt. That's about at his average. He's number 15 in the nation.
Salukis need to get one in the end zone on this drive. Antoine Jackson, a big burst. Oh, he was so close to breaking it. He ended up getting 4 or 5 yards on the carry.
Antoine has had so many of those so close runs all year, and even in last year's games. But if he can just get through and break one of those, he's got some speed.
Kupek and Kellen Allen come in. Braden Jones and Brent Little go out on 2nd down and 5.
Jackson.
Allen wide to the right side.
Jackson's still your running back. 2
tight ends. Southern appears to just want to go nose to nose with these guys this time. Look at Antoine push and push for the first down. First down, Salukis near the 35.
Why not keep pushing it? You saw, I think, Michael Turner in there, JT Wise, and we're going to keep calling his name all day. You know, and he's got sometimes a forgotten man, but he's the guy up there throwing those blocks, pushing those bodies around. Follow number 31. Watch Antoine Jackson go right behind him, and then a big push from Southern, Michael Turner.
Jones and Little come back in. Kupek and Wise go out on 1st and 10 from the 35.
JT Wise just a hard worker, and those are the guys you appreciate. Don't get a lot of glory, but you go out and do your job.
Give it to Antoine on the left side.
Joel's got it again.
Oh, Joel's got it again. He's got a first down and then some.
Yep.
Wow. Down to the 21-yard line.
Joel's faking out the Panthers and you, Mike, and I think I got him on that one, but we are pretty high up here in the dome.
Thank you for the excuse.
Yeah. But good play fake by Joel, and then look, just outrunning the big men up front.
Yeah, Joel saying if I can't run by the defensive end, then I shouldn't be playing quarterback. Boy, they gave him a nice spot, too, because it looked like he went out about the 23. And they're spotting it at the 21-yard line.
One of those seniors that said, we've accomplished a lot of things. Winning at Northern Iowa, we have not.
Archie Whitlock back in. Archie gets it. Look at him stutter step. Gets across the 20 down to the 17. It'll be 2nd down and 6. And again, a nice drive for the Salukis. Joel's carry was good for 14 yards. Archie gets 4 on that play. It's 2nd down and 6.
You watch the patience from Whitlock again, just waiting for things to open up, waiting for things to develop in front of him. And that time the hole just closed, but he still got 4 or 5 yards on that carry.
It's amazing how quiet this crowd is when Northern Iowa doesn't do well. You can hear yourself now in the dome here on 2nd down, and they call it 5. He's got to get at least 5.5 to get the first down. Under 7 minutes to go here in the half. Pitch it out to Archie. A lot of running room. Cuts it back, gets the first down. Inside the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. And Archie never did come down.
Yep, they stood him up, and they finally had to blow the whistle.
Real nice blocking on the left side. Watch, there's Darren Marquez, there's JT Wise. I'd like to run behind those guys all day too.
Good camera work by our MediaCom crew on the Coleman Roads instant replay. Another great effort by Archie Whitlock. Southern had the ball in the red zone earlier. That's the pass that Sambursky tried to gather back in, and Southern went backwards on that one. The #1 red zone offense in the Gateway going against the #2 red zone defense. Here we go again.
The Salukis did score on that drive. They did get a field goal, so they do get credit for the red zone score. That was a little bit of movement by the left side of the Saluki line. Is going to bring up 1st and 15 instead of, or excuse me, 1st and goal from the, about the 13. And that's where the noise factor does come in, down near the goal line. This is a brick building on, well, all the way around, and there is not much yardage behind the goal, the end zone areas, and sound just ricochets off those walls.
You talk about a tough environment. Then they even play basketball in here, at least for this year. They're going to get a new field house next year, but not a friendly environment.
1st and goal now from the 12. Salukis, remember, do not have any timeouts to burn.
And there's that crowd, Mike.
Pitch it to Archie again. Can he get outside? He's outside. Can he get into the end zone? He got it! Yes. What a beautiful move by Archie Whitlock. The 12-yard run. The last 3 yards was him stretching to get it into the end zone, and he does, and the Salukis go up by a score of 9-0.
Mike, this guy is determined. Determined to watch JT Wise again. Now watch Whitlock right behind him, wait for the block, and then it's Whitlock from there.
What a great cut block. And then Archie just stretches it over and gets the cone. He's in. Now Craig Coffin will come on to attempt the extra point. Cairns the hold. The kick is up and good, and the Salukis have scored again on the 12-yard Archie Whitlock run. It's 10-0. SIU will be back to the Dome in a few moments. It's 10-0 Salukis. Coffin approaches the ball, gets it high, gets it down to the 2-yard line where Johnny Gray will bring it back, and he gets to the 21, maybe the 22. And again, Northern Iowa has to go a long way to get the ball into scoring territory. Archie Whitlock finished up a 6-play, 46-yard drive, took 2:48 off the clock. Whitlock now with 84 yards on 11 carries. And the Salukis lead at 10-0. It's been all SIU today.
Whitlock came into the game needing 11 yards for 1,000. Got that on the first play, and that's kind of set the momentum for Archie.
Justin Surensey, I asked where he was. He's back in the game. He's wide to the right side with Brad Brashear on coverage. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Out to the right side, Brashear with a nice job to slow him down, and then Frank Johnson just bulldogged him down at the 27. Brad did a heck of a nice job to break that play up.
That was a good job because Johnson and Brashear both had to end up switching men, so Brashear holds him up and Johnson works off the block.
Ooh, Lindgren almost fumbled that football. It almost popped out. 2nd down and 3, maybe 2 for the Panthers. David Horn back in at tailback. They've been most effective when Horn has been in there. Here's the pitch to Horn. He's got some room. He gets the 1st down across the 30, out near the 34, maybe to the 35-yard line. And David Horton continues to run well. He's now got about 55 yards on 8 carries. Nowhere near Archie Whitlock numbers, but still, David Horn's had a nice game thus far.
And that's another Panther.
We talked a little bit about the passing game for both of these teams. Look at these quarterback numbers. Sambursky's 6 of 9 for 61 yards. Sanders just 4 for 9. He's got 39 yards.
1st and 10 now for Northern Iowa.
They're going to reset the clock to 5:02.
They're going to re-huddle now. Surensey will go wide to the left. Jason Breland, number 7, is at the lower portion of your screen on 1st and 10. Here's a reverse. And he's going some places. Marlon Heaston went for the fake.
Jordan got pushed from behind. He was the first man to give chase.
They weren't happy with Marlon on that play because he went for the fake. Watch it again. Here comes Breland.
Jordan just got pushed in the back right there.
I think that's within the legal frame of where you are, but Marlon can't let him get outside. It's his job to turn the play back to the help on the inside. He didn't get it. And there was a penalty, I think, also on the play.
So that's the Panthers'
late hit.
biggest play of the game. And you're going to add on a few more yards with the penalty.
Dead ball. First foul. Late on the defense. 15 yards into the run.
That's going to get Northern Iowa the ball around the 32-yard line. It's their second time inside the 35. The last time they were there, they were held, and then Wingert missed a field goal. So this is their best opportunity of the football game. It came on a reverse and a penalty. So a net of about 27 yards on the play. Surrency wide to the right side at the bottom of your screen. In motion comes Patrick Hunter. Back to pass is Sanders. Wide open. Touchdown. Jamie Goodwin.
There was nobody within 10 to 15 yards of Goodwin.
A.J. Wallace was back there. Jamarcus Jordan was back there. Marlon Heaston was back there, but nobody had Goodwin. And Sanders, after the play fake, must have looked up and said, "It must be Christmas."
He just ran right by everybody up in that top left of your screen and delivered it to him, and he walks in.
So Wingert will come on to try to make it a 3-point game. Kick is up. And it is good. The Panthers strike back after the reverse, the penalty, and the long touchdown pass. It's 10-7 Southern Illinois. Back with more from the Unidome after this. Northern Iowa strikes back. It's 10-7 SIU on the 32-yard touchdown pass to Goodwin. 4 plays, 78 yards on the drive. Wobbly kick. Archie Whitlock will catch it, bobble it, and he does not have to come out, but he's going to. That wasn't the smartest move in the world. You got to know what you can and can't do, and he does not have to come out of the end zone with that football.
Just tipped off his hands, and yeah, he could have sat down in the end zone.
He'll learn. But now Southern has horrible field position, and Northern Iowa's got momentum.
You can feel that shift, Mike. They went, what, 78 yards in a minute 18 and put 7 points on the board. And now Southern backed up near their own end zone. They're going to start at the 9-yard line.
Archie will be in a tailback. Southern started their first drive at the 4, so they've been in this position before. Give it to Archie. Gets it across the 10 for a gain of a 1.
Archie Whitlock, ball carrier.
Even though there's about 4:20 left to go in the half, if you're Southern, you want to keep things going. You keep the ball for that whole 4 minutes. Don't let Northern Iowa have another chance.
Archie tried to cut back on that play to no avail. He gained 1, and Southern could really use a first down to quiet the crowd, to get a little bit better field position.
Southern's had the ball about 5 minutes longer in time of possession, about 15 minutes to 10 in this game.
Joel back to pass. Wide open is Brent
Little. If he can catch up to it, he got it.
It's good. All the way down to the 45-yard line of Northern Iowa.
And then there's a flag, late flag. Looks like it's going to be on Little.
Unnecessary celebration. So it's going to cost him 15 yards.
Well, they got the big play, and then they're going to lose some of it.
Yeah, 15 yards. It'll go all the way back to the 40 if that's what they end up calling it. And Brent has got to know better than that. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Preliminary indication against Southern Illinois.
So will it be 1st and 25 when they take it back? Here's the play, and Joel had all day to let this go, and he just unloads it to Brent Little.
It's fun to watch this one because the ball's already up in the air and Brent has to turn it on, goes up and gets it too with the burst of speed.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 40.
Little gives the first down signal, and then out comes the flag.
Offense, number 6, taunting, 15 yards.
That's too bad.
So instead of being in Panther territory, Southern will now be at their own 40.
1st and 10. But at least field position is completely turned around now. Southern is back inside the 10-yard line. Here comes Arkey. He gets outside, bounces it, cuts it back in, and he gains about 8 on the play.
So that second effort we're seeing from Whitlock is just unbelievable, and why not keep giving it to that guy? And you see Whitlock get up, and he gives the Panthers a pat on the helmet. You know, good job.
JT Wise again in front, Braden Jones in front, the left side of that line in front. And there's Arkey just doing what he does best. 2nd and 2 for the Salukis. Clock down to 3 minutes.
Most importantly, keep that clock running.
Wide to the right side, Kellen Allen. Braden Jones in motion to the right side. Pitch it to Antoine. He gets the first down across midfield down to the 48-yard line, and he was met head on at the 50 by the linebacker and just took him for a ride for 2 yards in the first down.
He gets by with a little help from his friend Andrew Kearns. Kearns right on the back of Antoine Jackson, give him a little push, and they get across the line. Watch 73. This is Kearns. He's going to hop right on everybody and give a push.
That's all right.
That's a first down.
You are allowed to push from behind. You are not allowed to pull, is what they say.
Kearns won't get any rushing yards for that, but he carried about 2 guys and the football for about 4 yards.
They are having a problem with the chain gang. I think it got twisted up on the Saluki sideline. Now they've got it ready to go. It's 1st and 10, Southern at the 48.
So Southern's ran about 2 minutes off this clock with this drive that started back on the 9-yard line. 2.5 to go.
Braden Jones comes to the left. Give it to Antoine up the middle. Penalty marker down in the backfield for the Salukis. And Braden Jones might have turned upfield just too early. And it's going to be 5 yards against the Salukis. Not too many penalties in this football game. That's the 4th penalty on Southern. Northern Iowa just with 1. The legal shift. Offsetting penalties. We'll play the down over. Unintentional face mask on Northern Iowa. So it'll remain 1st and 10 from the 48. 2:22 on the clock. The Panthers have all 3 timeouts. The Salukis burned all theirs before we were 2 minutes gone in the second quarter.
Offsetting penalties, it's like one of those do-overs you used to have in backyard football or wiffle ball, but it runs 10 seconds off the clock, or maybe more.
Brent Little goes wide to the right. Alan Turner's down wide to the left at the bottom of your screen. It's a good shot at Joel Sambursky, last year's Gateway Conference Player of the Year. That was a wounded duck to Micah Turner, good for a gain of about 8.
Looked like it might have been trying to go to Alan Turner, but falls into the hands of Micah.
And Micah got out of bounds to stop the clock with 2:09. Ball will be spotted at the 40.
Excuse me, Mike. I talked about keeping the clock running, but now as Southern starts to put this drive together, maybe go for something.
That was as wobbly a pass as I've ever seen Joel throw. But
it's a completion.
Micah with good concentration. 2nd down and short.
Whitlock back in there.
Didn't gain much. 3rd and short. Got just to the 40-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and a real long one. Here it is again. Jimmy Weger trying to get to the outside and get a block, but he couldn't get there in time. And the right side of the line collapsed to bring up the third down play.
Marquis got about 95, maybe 93 yards, call it, on the day.
Big play here. Plenty of time for Northern Iowa with 3 timeouts, knowing they're going to get the ball back if they stop the Salukis on this play. He's got time. He's going to get hit. Sacked. Tanner Varner sacked him back in near midfield. Surprised Northern Iowa is not stopping the clock, though. They're just letting it run down. And that's fine with the Salukis.
Varner leads this Northern Iowa team in solo tackles and chalk up a sack. Northern Iowa's going to call a timeout as the clock was still running. Yeah.
That was real poor clock management by Northern Iowa. They let 20 seconds run off the clock before they called the timeout.
Southern.
We'll take a quick break too. It's 10-7 SIU, back with the final minute of play in the half right after this. Zach Kettlecamp back in punt formation. Gets it away. He gets hit. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Stopped at the 20-yard line.
They got a good push and good pressure on Zach, but they bumped into him.
It's only going to be a 5-yarder, though. It's going to be running into the kicker. And not a personal foul by any stretch.
So that runs 7 seconds off the clock.
Personal foul. How about that? Wow. Southern caught a break on that one. The Salukis really caught a break. Here's Zach. Oh, man.
Some of the best actors I've seen are punters. Because, you know, Zach did get run into there and tripped up underneath. I'm not saying he did an acting job, but Southern will take it, and that's a very vulnerable position to be in. You know,
it was James Lingard, a wide receiver, who got called for the personal foul. But boy, that was a very close call. And now the Salukis are down near field goal range with 52 seconds left. Northern Iowa now, barring a turnover, is not going to get the football back, and Southern can put some points on the board, and they get the ball to start the second half.
The 5-yard penalty,
huge turnaround.
Yeah, the 5-yarder wouldn't have done anything. So the 15-yarder, they got it.
Play action, Joel all day to throw the football. Allen, good, and gets out of bounds at the 25, maybe the 26. A gain of about 7 on the play, make it 8.
Southern working the sideline. Allen with the nice catch and getting out of bounds. Remember, no timeouts for Southern.
Here it is again, good play action pass, and Northern Iowa's got to respect the play action now because Arkee's got 93 yards already in the first half. Kellen goes wide to the right. Brent Little. I'm telling you, Brent Little's a dangerous receiver. If Northern Iowa doesn't double cover him, he's going to be open. Brent Little.
Kellen,
Touchdown! Both of them were wide open on the play. He went to Kellen for the touchdown pass, and the Salukis turned the roughing the kicker penalty into 7 points.
A beautiful pass and pattern run by Allen, and Joel putting it right on the money as Allen got a few steps on his man.
So Craig Coffin will come on to try the extra point. Here's the replay again.
Craig Coffin will attempt.
So Coach Brian Anderson, the wide receivers coach, on the sideline.
Kick is up, and it's good. And what a huge, huge turnaround. 9 plays, 91 yards, 3 minutes and 54 seconds, and the Salukis lead it now by a score of 17-7. We'll be right back. So the touchdown pass from Sambursky to Kellen Allen gives the Salukis a 10-point lead. It's 17-7. Coffin ready to kick it off. Again, I mentioned the Salukis do get the kickoff to start the second half. That's Horn back at the goal line. Great job by the Saluki coverage people, but Horn breaks free. Craig Coffin
got to stop him.
Patrick Jordan finally does across midfield, but now you give Northern Iowa a chance to add some points.
Aside from giving him, letting him run the whole way into the end zone, that's about the worst thing you can do. Might have a penalty.
I believe the penalty will be declined.
That'd be a smart move by Mark Farley and company.
51-yard return by David Horn. Wow. And they take it, I think, after the play. So it'll be another 5 yards.
They will walk it off.
Watch Horn. Boy, he broke out. Oh, that was Goodwin, rather. The guy who scored the touchdown, Jamie Goodwin. Takes it all the way across midfield. And they're going to be 1st and 10 from the 44. And we talked about big plays. Jerry Kill did not want to allow big plays. And that's 2 huge plays now by Northern Iowa. Sanders, little shuffle pass. Penalty marker down on the play, back at the 37-yard line.
Jason Breland with the ball.
May have been a lineman downfield, who knows?
Tackle made by Lionel Williams.
Ineligible receiver downfield, yes. An offensive lineman too far downfield. So we'll bring it back. And 24 seconds left on the clock.
There were 42 seconds left when Southern kicked off. The return took 10 seconds. This one takes 8 seconds, but they go backwards.
So it'll be 1st and 15 with 24 seconds left.
And you're taking them out of field goal range with this penalty.
And the timeouts now are almost inconsequential with 24 seconds left. The clock stops on every 1st down, and the clock is running right now. Sanders. Back to pass. He 2-hops it to his intended receiver. I think that's Goodwin on the left side again. Nope, number 2, Patrick Hunter. And it's 2nd and 15 with 14 seconds left to go.
They're going to have to complete a pass about that far. Wingert is 4 for 10. His longest is 32. He's 0 for 1. From 40 and beyond.
They've got 2 timeouts left, and after this play, they're going to have to take one. Unless they get it either way, they're going to have to take a timeout. Unless they get a touchdown. It's 2nd and 15. Sanders back. Sanders down.
Lorenzo Wims, I think it is. He's Southern's sack leader.
6 seconds left in the half. Northern Iowa calls. They're going to call timeout or no? No, they let the half run out.
7th sack of the season for Lorenzo Wims.
So the long kickoff return does not haunt the Salukis. They've played a very good first half with a couple of mental mistakes, and they lead it here at halftime by the score of 17-7. We've got our halftime show coming up in just a few moments. The score at halftime, Southern Illinois 17, Northern Iowa 7. Back after this. 1st and last in the half. Let's go to the highlights for the first half. Craig Coffin. Here's Joel Samberski with a pitch to Archie Whitlock, and this is his touchdown run of 12 yards. Just gets it into the cone, and that gave the Salukis a 10-0 lead at the time. Here's Joel over the middle to Kellen Allen for the 2nd touchdown pass, and the Salukis led it by a score of 17-7. Northern Iowa's lone touchdown was on this blown coverage on the pass to Goodwin, 32 yards. And then Northern Iowa had a chance to get on the board at the end of the first half as they returned to kickoff, 51 yards. Here's Samberski. Joel going down on the sack on a big 3rd down play. Southern had to punt the football back. But nevertheless, they lead it by a score of 17-7. And you were talking about, you like the way Southern went about their business in this half. They controlled the clock, they controlled the football, and they scored on most of their opportunities.
And you might have got a little worried when they used those first 3 timeouts, and it's such a tough environment to play in, but they're keeping their composure. And you know, they went through practice, and these seniors have been here. 24 seniors on this team. A lot of them already played here 2 years ago. They know what to expect. They know they can come in. They know that they don't have to share the Gateway Conference title if they win this football game.
And as we've mentioned several times, they've never won here in the Dome, and the seniors want to win this one for themselves and for head coach Jerry Killen for Southern Illinois. 17-7 is our score at halftime. We'll be back with more halftime information for you, including our first half stats. We'll do that right after these messages. Welcome back to Northern Iowa, the halftime show being brought to you by 17th Street Bar and Grill in Marion and Murfreesboro. Enjoy their world-famous barbecue at home. Call ahead and we will have it ready, or let us cater your next party at 17th Street Bar and Grill. It's time now to check the first half stats, being sponsored by Mikey B's Bleacher Bums, Southern Illinois' home of Topps 2005 NFL Turn Back the Clock promotion. The first half statistics were literally dominated by Southern Illinois University. Passing the ball, 10 completions for 146 yards for Joel Samberski. Eric Sanders, 71 yards through the air. Rushing, 111 for the Salukis, and Archie Whitlock has 93 of those. Third down conversions, Salukis 3 out of 7. Northern Iowa, I think, is a key, only converting 1 out of 5. No turnovers so far, in time of possession, 18:53 to 11:07 FAD. That's an amazing stat here in the Dome.
Yeah, you want to control the clock and not get this crowd into it if you're Southern. And the way you do that is just eat up time. And, you know, a lot of that is coming from Archie Whitlock on the ground. Southern keeps pounding the ball, running the ball. Antoine Jackson in there to spell Whitlock. Jackson doing a great job as well.
And Joel, 10 out of 13 for 100 and some yards, is having a great game. We are high above the Unidome, right about the 45-yard line, looking down at the field, and we've got a great view, and we're watching a great ball game so far.
But I can tell you, many Saluki fans that bleed the Saluki maroon can think back to 2 years ago and even last year in Carbondale. And I guarantee there's not a lot of confidence, or if there is any, you know, it's going to start building and building. But you're not, I would say overconfident would be the word after these last 2 ball games these 2 teams have played.
No lead is safe for sure. Southern does get the kickoff to start the second half, which will help because they ended the first half with a scoring play. They started the game with a scoring play, and Southern has really been able to move the ball at will against the Panthers. I can't say the same for Northern Iowa. The yards have been tough to get. On their touchdown drive that they did have, they were aided by a huge penalty and a blown coverage. So it wasn't like Southern's defense just, you know, like Northern Iowa earned it. Southern Illinois helped considerably on the Northern Iowa touchdown drive.
And David Horn doing most of the running for Northern Iowa, and Travis Freeney, both those guys came in with 500 yards, and Freeney's only got 8, and those are 8 hard-fought yards. But like you said, Southern will get the ball, and boy, you'd love to see a few more points go on the board and kind of set the momentum for Southern and make a statement here as we start the third quarter.
Yeah, we still need to figure out who's going to be our Beard Law Firm player of the game. We'll pick that later on as we go. Right now, the leading candidates are probably Joel Samberski and Archie Whitlock. They are both tearing it up. And on the defensive side, Lorenzo Wims with that key sack right at the end of the first half, which took Northern Iowa out of any field goal position. And we're just about ready to start the second half here. That's Brian Wingert, number 49. And let's see if Archie Whitlock or if Craig Turner can do something with this kickoff return. Wingert kicks it deep and long and out of the end zone, and Southern will start at the 20. Archie didn't have to make a decision that time. The decision was made for him.
Well, Southern's went farther than 80 yards on a couple of their drives already this game, so why not start out 80 yards?
Southern has gone 91 yards and 77 yards on 2 different series. The 91-yard drive was a 9-play 91-yarder that got that touchdown at the end of the first half.
Couple of finals in Gateway quickly, Mike. Youngstown State did beat Western Kentucky 42-10. Illinois State all over Indiana State 70-28.
Samberski with the give to Archie Whitlock and stop behind the line of scrimmage. There's a penalty marker down right at the line of scrimmage. So we'll let this one play out. Youngstown State needed that victory to have a chance at a playoff berth. False start on the offense.
Only 6 line of scrimmage on the offense.
The legal formation probably was not up to the line of scrimmage.
So going back to that Youngstown win, 42-10 over Western Kentucky, sets up a possibility of that 3-way tie. If Northern Iowa comes back and beats Southern here, you got 3 teams all with 2 losses, and Northern Iowa would get the automatic bid. But Southern can wipe all that away with a victory, and it's all in their hands.
Take care of its own business. It hasn't started out well here in the second half. The kickoff went in the end zone, and on first down, they get clipped for a penalty. So it's 1st and 15 from the 15-yard line. Little is wide to the left. Allen and Corey Payne are to the right. Give it to Arkey again, and Arkey gets some running room, and he's still on his feet. And he's still on his feet to the 40, to the 45, to the 47-yard line. I would say he's over 100 yards now, 15, 25, 32 yards on that carry, which puts him at 125 yards on the day.
I'm going to count the purple shirts that touch him as we see this replay. Sneaks through there. One guy has a chance to wrap him up. Nice move here. There's two guys shaking off. Guy gets him from behind, and no, he can't wrap up Arkey at the ankles, so they'll try it again. How about moving off that guy, and it takes 3 people to get him down. Wow.
15 carries, 125 yards for Arkey Whitlock, and the Salukis have it 1st and 10 up at the 47-yard line. Quick drop back, wide open. Brent Little, he dropped the ball again. Lack of concentration on Brent Little. It was right in his hands. And Southern would have had the ball down at the 30-yard line. Joel with a 3-step drop. Locks in on Brent Little. And Brent, you got to catch that ball.
In and out of his hands. My dad always said if it hits your hands, you should catch it. Whether that's football, baseball, basketball.
Craig Turner just came into the game to play tailback. He can do it all.
You don't lose much when you take Whitlock out and put Turner in, or Antoine Jackson back there.
2nd and 10. Pitch it to Craig. Can he get to the wing? Turner gets about 2 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd and 8 now for the Salukis from about the 49-yard line.
And that, excuse me, Mike, that one other score from the Gateway. Western Illinois at home beats Missouri State 34-24.
3rd and 8. 25-second clock is down to 13 when Joel gets to the huddle. Southern on 3rd downs in the ball game is 3 for 7. Southern's going to have a new 25 seconds too, unless he called timeout. And he does. Joel Sambursky takes timeout. We'll take one too. 13:30 left to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll be back to the Unidome after this. It's 3rd and 8 for the Salukis. Joel all day to pass. He's got Braden Jones, and it just goes off his fingertips. Good coverage downfield from Curtis Cooper, the cornerback down there. And the Salukis are going to have to punt it.
Jones with a pretty good effort, though, to go up and try to get it just out past the outstretched fingertips of the Saluki tight end.
Here it is again. Almost.
Joel's putting the balls right on the money, though, isn't he? Right where he needs to. Just that one a little bit overthrown.
And it was found out today that Braden Jones will receive his 6th year of eligibility next year. So that is great news for the Salukis, great news for Braden. And Kettlecamp, fair catch called for at the 17-yard line. So Northern Iowa will start 1st and 10 from the 17. Braden Jones had appealed, or Southern actually had appealed to the NCAA to get Braden another year of eligibility, and that was approved today. So Braden Jones will get one more season for the Salukis.
And we're seeing today and throughout the season how much fun he is to watch, and his just physical ability. So expect to see more of that next year, and they're going to use him.
We talked about the crowd. Attendance today, 15,536 in the Dome. It's a great crowd. They just haven't had a lot to cheer about, which, if you're a Saluki fan, that's exactly what you want. Let's see what Sanders does now on Northern Iowa's first possession here in the 2nd half, starting at the 17. Swing pass complete to Kurt Bradley. Short gain of about 3, maybe 4. It'll be 2nd down.
Good closure by Frank Johnson. Some top 25 scores. Number 1 USC, a winner over California 35-10. Texas, the number 2 team, beats Kansas 66-14. A battle of the top 5 teams. Alabama number 4, LSU number 5. That game at Alabama, 16-13 LSU in overtime.
2nd and 6 for the Panthers. Up the gut to Horn. Tony Ranella right there at the bottom of the pile to make the tackle. And Southern didn't buy the fake that time on the reverse. And Ranella was right there to make the tackle. And it's going to be 3rd down, and Northern Iowa on 3rd down in this ball game is 1 out of 5. They have struggled on 3rd down. Time of possession so far in the ball game, 20 minutes plus for the Salukis, 11 minutes plus at the start of this drive for Northern Iowa. 3rd and 4. Sanders, short drop, has receiver wide open. 1st down pass good to Patrick Hunter for a 1st down up near the 30. Jamarcus Jordan on the coverage and the tackle.
Good job by Hunter, though, knowing exactly where he had to get to for the 1st down. It was about a yard or 2 past it.
Here's the Coleman Rhodes instant replay, the home of quality furniture. Coleman Rhodes in downtown Frankfort, and catching it just in front of Jamarcus Jordan, good for the 1st down, was Patrick Hunter.
I'd like to see Jamarcus wrap him up, though, and take him down. Southern needs to keep tackling that way.
Receiver Lindgren goes to the slot on the right on 1st down. Patrick Jordan now defensively comes over to the bottom of your screen. That's David Horn right up the middle. Roy Whitaker with the tackle at the 36-yard line.
Horn with his 10th carry of the day. He's going to go over 60 yards now.
Make it the 38-yard line. Good spot by David Horn. 2nd down and short now for the Panthers. Salukis play North Dakota State next Saturday at McAndrew Stadium, a 3 o'clock kickoff. Tickets on the east side, the Killer Zone side, are just $3 and $6 for kids and adults. David Horn on the draw, runs right into Lionel Williams. So what was 2nd and short now comes up to be 3rd and 3. Here's the replay, and great penetration by Lionel Williams.
Big Lionel, the defensive tackle out of Addison, Illinois. 6'2", 265 senior.
Surrency at the bottom of the screen. They're bunched up to the right side. Sanders trying to find Surrency. They do just get the 1st down. It's over the middle. Caught by number 6, Jamie Goodwin. Make it David Horn.
Yeah, Horn coming out of the backfield.
Horn out of the backfield, good for the 1st down at the 41. UNI is averaging on the season 230 yards passing, and as of after that pass, they have 87 yards. 87 yards
87
on the
passing,
night.
and then they're rushing 86 on the ground.
Now they still have 25 minutes to play. Surrency wide to the right. Sanders again back to pass. Wide open again. Jamarcus Jordan beat down the sideline.
Stepped out, I think.
Stepped out at the 40. Then again, a long gain, about 18, 19 yards on the play.
Now Sanders starting to get into a rhythm here. Northern Iowa just methodically working down the field. That's a pretty long pass play there, but they've just used those little dinks. Maybe a run, a short pass play, and Southern's backing up, giving them those short yardage, and then they're making something out of it. Now they're already down to Southern's 40.
1st and 10 on the 40. Sanders, as you mentioned, getting into a rhythm. Just a sophomore. Pitch it. Wow, what a collision down at the 36.
Marcus Jordan and David Horn going head to head.
Horn, a transfer out of the University of Nebraska. A gain of 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 for Northern Iowa. Oh, a very good spot. 2nd down and 5. They mark it at the 35. The official on the far sideline had it marked all the way up to the 37. 2nd down and 5. Patrick Hunter goes wide to the right. Surrency is down low to the left. Kurt Bradley is in the slot to the left. Sanders back, wide open. That's Patrick Hunter down to the 23.
And now at some point, Southern's got to start playing tight. They're playing off their men, or they're playing that soft zone and letting them complete those passes. And well, obviously you're going to have to get a little tighter inside the 25-yard line.
1, 2, 3-step drop. So he's not allowing the pressure to get to him. And their guys are finding the seams in the zone. So he stopped his 7-step drop. He's gone to a 3-step drop, and he's becoming a lot more effective in getting the ball downfield.
So now if you're Southern's defense, here's where you step it up. Make a big play now. You've let them work down the field slowly.
It's David Horn. Gets nothing on first down. Lionel Williams, again, one of the last guys off the pile, and Royal Whitaker.
Watch Royal come around from the right side, sneaking in there. Cutting through, I guess, on the left.
Second down and 10 for the Panthers.
Everything has just kind of slowed down here.
Crowd is not into it at all right now, although if Northern Iowa gets on the board, they will be. Sanders looked like movement early, no call. Ball is not tipped. It's out of the reach of number 87. That's the tight end, Brian Cutright. And it'll be third down and 10. So let's see what Southern can do here. If they can hold, they're going to force a 40-yard field goal try. And Wingert has struggled all year long on field goals.
Yep, let Wingert tee it up and try to put one through. Hasn't been very successful so far this year.
Third down and 10. Into the game for Northern Iowa is James Lindgren, the wide receiver, number 83 there. He's going to go in a slot all the way to the left side now. Surrency is at the bottom of your screen to the left. On third and 10. Oh, there's some movement by number 77. That'll force him back 5 more yards. Chad Reinhardt moving early with Jeff Jones bearing down. And now instead of third and 10, it's third and 15.
Prior snap, false start, 77, offense. Still third down.
Maybe Reinhardt's seen Jeff Jones play before, because Jeff, he can get in there pretty quick and get around you.
Back by the right there, not even close.
That's not allowed.
No. Third and 15 now. Now let's see what Eric Sanders wants to do on offense. There's the big guy, number 77, Reinhardt, 6'5", 301, a senior out of Boone, Iowa.
Southern's got the 3-man front. Jones, Lionel Williams at the nose tackle, and Billy Beard up on the left side.
Long count by Sanders. Back to pass. A little bit of heat, and he's going to not go down, but Horn is hit hard, and it's fourth down and 15.
Lionel Williams in there again, and Jeff Jones in there as well.
Here comes Wingert. No, Wingert's coming in.
Sanders had nowhere to go. Two big linemen for Southern. You'll watch it just kind of collapse.
Three-man rush. Yep. Just a 3-man rush. Put the heat on.
Jones will come from the right side. Lionel Williams will greet him right up the middle. Big bear hug from Lionel.
He was lucky he got it away. So Wingert now to try a 46-yard field goal. We know he's got the leg. Can he have the accuracy? It is up. It is long. It is good. So he hits his longest field goal of the year, a 46-yarder, and Northern Iowa claws back to within a touchdown and an extra point. It's Southern Illinois 17, Northern Iowa 10. Back to the Dome after this. Archie Whitlock will take the kickoff. And he's got some room up to the right sideline. Gets it across the 30-yard line out to 31. Wingert elected not to kick that out of the end zone. And now Southern gets decent field position at 31. 13-play, 55-yard drive for Northern Iowa. Took 4:52 off the clock. The 46-yard field goal by Kyle Wingert. His best field goal kick of the year.
You'd like to see a similar drive here from Southern, just that slow, just methodical drive down the field, and maybe catch Northern Iowa sleeping with a big play, but come back and answer that field goal with one of your own.
Or a touchdown. I'd like to trade field goals for touchdowns.
Deep into their territory, yeah, we'll take one in the end zone.
Archie Whitlock is the tail of the tandem. JT Wise is the fullback. Archie cuts it up, spins and gains about 3. Archie now with 128 yards rushing. on 16 carries.
Number 46 made the tackle.
Second down. Southern would like another one of those long drives to close out the quarter and make it a possession game, if nothing else.
Arkey with about 128 on the day. His average coming in was about 124. And he's still got a lot more time to put more yards on the board.
2nd and 7. You still have a feeling like this is going to go down to the last series of the last quarter, maybe the last play again. 2nd and 7. Joel, play action. Nobody's open. Now he gets it to J.T. Wise. That was nicely done and got very close to the first down. J.T. fought off the block and then snuck open. And it's going to be a first down. Good enough for a first down for the Salukis.
Yeah,
Here it is again.
He's just kind of your release guy. You know, Joel's looking upfield, doesn't find anybody open. JT throws a block, and there it is, a little dump off as he gets free from that man.
And
JT goes head to head.
Not easy to bring down. All right, first down for the Salukis at the 41-yard line. 42, they're going to call it. Clock is running, 7:20 left to go in the quarter. Wide to the top of the screen is Alan Turner. Brent Little is at the bottom of the screen. Looks like he's got single coverage. Joel to Arkey. Gets outside. First down across midfield to the 46-yard line. And Alan Turner was very smart not to throw a block on that particular play. He wanted to, but then saw the only way he was going to do it was to do it illegally. Arkey Whitlock. Wow. 139 yards. And just watch him move.
Watch him get past the line of scrimmage and just wait. Now, there's a hole to the left, and watch him go. Gets about 10 more yards by going out around. And here's what you're talking about, not throwing a block. Good job by Kellen Allen.
First and 10 for the Salukis at the 46. Joel changes the play at the line. Oh, what a catch by Alan Turner. Good catch down to the 32-yard line, and Joel checked off, and they were playing 15 yards off of Alan Turner. I thought Joel was actually going to throw it quicker, but he didn't. But it's a first down.
Yeah, Sambursky just steps back, just the patience, and watch him look at all his receivers, and then it finds Turner, who's breaking toward the sideline.
What
Great
a catch.
Leap and catch, concentration, knows he's going to get hit. Way to haul it in.
First down at the 32. As I said, let's trade a field goal for a touchdown.
They're working on it. Slowly working down the field. Southern.
This is an interesting formation. They're going to pitch it to Antoine. And look at him bull inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line, a gain of 4. Antoine has that quick burst when he gets the football and followed everybody on the, that was like an SIU student body right.
I think there's no question that one was coming to the right as you see everybody out in front of him. And Antoine just making that first guy miss, and if he gets free from one of those tackles, you know, he's got that speed. He's got over 30 yards now.
2nd and 6 at the 28. A touchdown would really deflate the Panthers here. Braden Jones in the slot to the left. It's tough to cover him. Joel on a blitz. Steps up. Oh, throws it behind Kellen. Had Braden wide open downfield. Joel didn't see him. I don't think he had time. And it's going to be third down.
Yeah, everything collapsing pretty quickly on Sambursky there. Did have a couple guys open, but in college football, those guys don't stay open too long. And Joel was just trying to get out of the way of the rush from Northern Iowa.
Here's Joel again trying to get out of the way. Here comes the guy flying by him. And he had to give it up. Nobody home. 3rd and 8. 3rd and 6 rather.
And this crowd is really loud now. And I talked to some of the guys this week. I said, what's it feel like on a 3rd down and long and that crowd's in it? And you just do something to quiet that crowd right away. No better feeling than that. See if they can do it.
All day. Micah Turner, touchdown! Micah Turner, touchdown!
Silence.
That'll quiet the crowd. 29-yard touchdown catch from Sambursky to Micah Turner. How was that ball not tipped by that defensive back?
A good concentration by Turner. And Mike, I was getting ready to say silence has never sounded so beautiful. 16,000 fans here. Not much to say now, but yeah, you're right. That ball nearly tipped away.
Watch it again, and Joel had all day to throw the football. And he sees Micah getting behind the defense.
Right through the hands.
Oh.
Extra
And
point's
the extra
good.
point by Craig Coffin is good. 7 plays, 68 yards. Sam Bursky to Micah Turner, and the Salukis are up 14 points, 24-10. Back with the kickoff. We're ready for the kickoff. Craig Coffin gets it high, gets it deep, back to the 3-yard line. That's taken by Jamie Goodwin. He's got a seam. Up to the 36-yard line. Nothing's easy. These are two talented teams. And Goodwin's got some speed. 33-yard return by Jamie Goodwin, and they will start 1st and 10 at the 36. Watch it here. He hits his stride about the 15, makes a nice cutback there, and then sees another little seam, and Patrick Jordan right there on special teams. So let's see if Southern can hold their own on this offensive series by Northern Iowa. Northern Iowa has a field goal in this half, and Southern a touchdown. Sanders gives it to Horn. Horn almost took that to the house. 14-yard gain by David Horn puts him at 81 yards on the day. Real nice shot up the gut by David Horn. And it's 1st down. Nice cutback, got by John Hamm, and then was finally hit by Frank Johnson. But not before they get the ball to midfield. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Clock is under 5 minutes in running here in the 3rd quarter. Sanders back to pass. Nice catch. Tipped it up in the air, and then he came down with it.
Sanders passing to number 22, Kurt Bradley.
It's Kurt Bradley on the catch. Nice tip up to himself. And it's 2nd down and short.
Ball low snap. We've seen several low snaps to Sanders, but thrown just out past the reach of the receiver. Good job to tip it. And that ball could have went either way, and good job by Bradley to tip it to himself and bring it in.
4 Salukis right there to make the tackle, but you'd like them a little bit closer. 2nd and short. In motion goes Hunter. Give it to Horn up the middle, and he falls forward. It's going to be very close to the mark. They've got it marked just before the 40-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down.
Had he not slipped, Mike, he would have had it easily. Probably would have had 5 yards or a little more.
3rd down now.
Horn approaching the century mark, has 84 yards on 15 carries. Freeney with just 8 yards on 3 carries.
3rd and 1. Let's see what the Panthers do here. 24-10, SIU in the lead. Tight end goes in motion to the right side. Sanders back to pass. That's good for a 1st down. They gained 3 on the play. Caught by Jamie Goodwin. And again, I think it's interesting that Surrency, their top receiver, just hasn't played a lot today.
So they're playing the soft D again here. Sanders able to hit his man, and Brashear making Chase giving the tackle. But you know what? They can let Northern Iowa march down the field because they can't put it in the end zone.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. The clock is running, and that's the most critical thing. Sanders in shotgun. Wide open. Patrick Hunter. Philip Doyle makes the tackle at 15. And again, I think Sanders was surprised that Hunter was so open. He got behind Philip Doyle and was able to get down to the 15.
Hunter standing all alone in between the hash marks in midfield. Sanders, all he's got to do is drop back, set himself. You saw number 2 flash across your screen. That's Hunter.
So let's see what they do now in the red zone. See if Southern's defense can hold inside the 20-yard line. Sanders gives it. Nope, Sanders still has it. Nice tackle by Frank Johnson.
Sanders, the ball carrier. Tackle made by Frank Johnson.
You wouldn't think Sanders is a rushing quarterback, but he had 85 yards against Western Kentucky a week ago. He gained 3 on that play. It's 2nd and 7.
Good ankle tackle by Frank Johnson to keep Sanders from going any farther.
They need to get inside the 5, and the ball is spotted just outside the 11. 2nd down. Give it to Horn. Gets it down to the 8, maybe the 7. It's going to be 3rd down.
He was tripped up there by Lionel Williams.
And a big 3rd down here. I wonder if they're in 4-down territory as they're trailing by 14 points. I wouldn't think so with a whole quarter to play.
Tripped up by Lionel.
3rd down and 3. Sanders back to pass. Gives it to Horn. Tackled inside the 5, but it's good enough for a 1st down. Philip Doyle on the tackle. That was the safety valve, and Horn's a pretty good safety valve.
Frank Johnson in on the tackle. Philip Doyle making the tackle.
Look at Horn just kind of come out right there. Frank and Doyle there. UNI already has more passing this quarter than they did the entire first half. It's 1st and goal from the 2. Give it to Horn.
Nowhere to go.
You're going nowhere fast. He loses 2 yards back to the 4. And a goal line stand would be pretty sweet at this stage of the game too.
Southern's
the
done
clock
it before.
is the clock is rolling. We're getting down to the end of the 3rd quarter. Big Lionel, 6'2", 265, a senior. Here's Horn, and there is Patrick Jordan and Lionel Williams.
As soon as Horn got the ball, he knew he had nowhere to go. Just kind of stopped in his tracks and ran into 2 Salukis.
2nd and 4. Southern faking a blitz, and Sanders calls timeout. He saw the blitz coming.
Yep.
He took a timeout. We'll take a timeout too. 28 seconds left in the quarter. We'll be right back. It's 2nd and goal for Northern Iowa. 28 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Salukis leading it by 14. It's 24-10. Big play in the game for Northern Iowa and for the Saluki defense. Southern calls timeout. Philip Doyle calls timeout. We'll keep it here. Hey, the Saluki men's and women's basketball season opens in earnest next week. The men's basketball team takes on Louisiana Lafayette November 18th at 7:05, and the women's basketball team takes on Weber State Saturday night at 7:05, November 19th. So Saluki basketball is back. The exhibition games are all over with. Both won all their games. The men defeated SIU Edwardsville today. They defeated Missouri St. Louis last week, and the Saluki women defeated Gold Star last week. So the men open up next Friday night against Louisiana Lafayette at 7:05, and the women open up 7:05 Saturday night against Weber State. So I guess Philip Doyle saw something that he was told to do after the timeout by Northern Iowa, and he took a timeout immediately, and now Southern only has 1 timeout left. 3rd down conversions. Northern Iowa is 5 out of 10. The Salukis are 4 out of 9. Here come the Panthers back on the field. Surrency is in. He goes wide to the right side. Breland is in the slot to the left. Sanders pitches it to Horn. He's going nowhere again. No gain, maybe a half a yard on the play.
Good closure by the Saluki defense as Horn was trying to work to the left side.
It's 3rd and goal for the Panthers, and that'll be the last play of the quarter. Here's the replay. They go wide to the right side, and
From the 3.
just nothing there. 2-1, and the third quarter has come to a close, and the Salukis have outscored the Panthers by 4 here in the third quarter and lead going into the fourth quarter 24-10. They're 15 minutes from an outright Gateway Conference title. Back with the fourth quarter after these messages. It's 24-10, Southern Illinois over Northern Iowa heading into the fourth and what hopefully will be the final quarter. We don't want to see this go into overtime. Salukis with a 14-point lead. If they win the game, they win the outright championship in the Gateway Conference and will earn the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. If Northern Iowa comes back and erases the deficit, they will tie Southern and Youngstown for first place, and Northern Iowa will get the automatic bid because they would have beaten both Southern and Youngstown State. So it's third down and goal from the 3-yard line. To the left is James Goodwin. To the right is Surency. In the slot is Kurt Bradley. Sanders, full blitz. Throws it out there. It's caught and tackled by
Easton.
Marlon Heaston at the 4-yard line. So now what does Mark Farley do?
Mike, we were just talking about.
Field goal.
Okay.
Here comes Wingert. You can't, I don't think you can go for it here. Let's see it again. Great pressure on Sanders. Southern brought the house, and that's all he could do was get it out there.
Adam Koss is the holder. He's not a quarterback.
Wingert will come on for a 21-yard field goal attempt.
Probably not going to fake it.
Kick is up.
Okay.
Kick is good. Wingert gets 3 more points for Northern Iowa. The Salukis lead it now 24-13. Back after this. With Thad Jackson, Mike Trude back at the Dome in Northern Iowa. 24-13 the score as Wingert tees it up. Kicks it high, kicks it deep, kicks it over the goalpost.
Through the uprights.
Unfortunately, that doesn't count as a field goal, and the Salukis will take over 1st and 10 from the 20. Wingert's a little jacked up, huh?
I guess so after doing that.
Well, he's made his last 2 field goal attempts, so he's got to feel good about that. And it's 24-13 SIU. And if Southern can answer that field goal with another touchdown and go ahead by 18, things would look pretty rosy for the Salukis. Let's see if the offensive line can win the battle of the trenches. They've won it all day long. Total yards 359 to 270. Southern starts 1st and 10 at the 20. Here's our key. Gets a couple, maybe 3.
140 yards starting this drive for Whitlock on 17. Now that's his 18th carry.
They'll give him 3 yards on that. It'll be 2nd and 7. He seems to get stronger as the game goes on.
2nd and 7.
The offensive line seems to get stronger as the game goes on as well. They love to block for the run because they're moving forward instead of backward. 2nd and 7. Quick pass out to Corey Payne. Corey with a nice slip move. Gets close to the first down at the 29.5-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about a foot.
It's always that quick little move where you can make the defender miss. And Joel's just went over 200 yards passing on that nice little dump off to Corey Payne. And watch just a little shake, step out of the way.
3rd.
He nearly got free.
3rd and a foot.
Keep this drive going if you're Southern. Don't give the ball back to Northern Iowa. We've only had it for a minute.
Big play here. See if the offensive line can get a surge. Nope. Maybe. No. It's going to be, I don't know.
It's going to be an interesting spot, Mike.
If it's on the line, it's a first down.
The officials are standing.
They're standing on the line. That's a first down.
Keep stretching.
First down. Woo! And listen to the Panther fans. Is it the knee or is it the ball? If it's the knee, he's down at the 29.
Down on his
If I'm in the NFL, I'm reviewing that one because he was down at the 29, but
no red flags.
We'll take it.
Farley.
No, we'll take it. Mark Farley's not happy at all. He is not happy. He is in the face of that linesman. Woo, boy. 1st and 10 for the Salukis.
Clock running.
Joel back to pass. Caught by Kellen Allen.
Hold on to
Gets
the
it
ball.
up to the 46-yard line. 1st down, good for 16-yard, maybe 17 yards on the pass play.
What you're going to see here, though, is what Coach Brian Anderson talks about. Go beat the ball. Go get the ball. Joel throws this one, not with a lot of velocity, but he throws it on the line. And Kellen Allen standing there will run up and meet the ball. Watch Kellen Allen come up about 3 steps, go up and get the ball, and then just kind of try to make some moves. Good job.
1st and 10 from the 46. Southern, again, great field position now. They started at the 20. In motion to this side comes Braden Jones. Give it to Arkey on a draw. Arkey's going to get 6, going to get 7 yards.
Arkey Whitlock carry.
Like he's making a statement for player of the game.
A very vociferous statement. And more importantly, the clock continues to run. They keep eating up the clock. The more Northern Iowa is on defense, the better it is for the Salukis. Look at him just keep churning and churning.
Did you call that vociferous? That's one of those spelling bee words.
You like that one?
Get, yeah.
He's over 150 yards rushing in the game, averaging more than 7 yards a carry. 2nd and 3. Pitch it to Arkey. Gets to the corner. He's got a 1st down and then some.
Still on his feet.
And
Still
then
spinning.
some. Finally wrestled out of bounds about the 35. Oh, they're going to say he went out of bounds at the 38-yard line, I think. But another 1st down. And Arkey says, get somebody else in there.
Bring Antoine Jackson in here for me.
Here comes Antoine. Here's the replay again. JTY's getting out on the block ahead of him. Seals his man off, and once he seals him, you knew Arkey was going to get to the corner. Spin move there.
See if we do see him
Spin move
step
there.
out. There
Yeah,
it is,
right there.
on the line. But even big 97, I think Charles Johnson can't bring him down. He's the nose tackle.
1st and 10 for the Salukis. Antoine Jackson in there. Southern has not turned the ball over. Don't want to jinx them, but they've played sound fundamentally. Antoine. Look at
There's
the burst.
his room. There it is.
Look at him go.
Get out of there,
Antoine
Get
gets to
in.
the corner, to the 25, to the 20, down to the 13-yard line, to the 12.
Flag at about the 20-yard line. It came late as Jackson was working up the field. That's what I'm talking about Antoine Jackson can do. Once he makes that first guy miss, he does have that capability and that speed to get outside.
We'll let the officials sort this one out. Southern's walking back. Holding at the 23. And the sad thing was it was way past where the play was. Look at him burst right here. He gets to the outside. Jimmy Weger looking for somebody to block.
So it's a 25-yard run.
Still 1st down. He only gets credit for about 7, though, unfortunately. And it'll be 1st down and about 4 yards to go for another 1st down. Make it 5. 1st and 5.
A warrior
He is a
Jackson
warrior.
is, though. He had a broken
What a
leg in
career.
2003 and coming back. And a lot of heart.
1st and 5 for the Salukis. Give it to Antoine. Antoine again up the gut. Runs right over a man at the 20. We fumbled the football, but was he down? It was down. Yes, he was down at the 18-yard line. No question. Good call.
Northern Iowa upset the fans again with some boos, but
that was a good call.
Boys, Northern Iowa better be careful. The linesman about to reach in his pocket as Chris Parsons, number 10, just livid. He's not happy with this. Mark Farley can't be too happy either. But
the ground cannot cause the fumble, and that's what happened on that play.
Now.
Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Salukis. It's not reviewable.
The crowd saw the replay up on the big UNI vision up top in the dome here.
Clock running, under 11 minutes to go. 1st and 10 for the Salukis. Whitlock back in. Arkey gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage. And this. Now let's see the previous play with Antoine Jackson.
It's flipped over on the top of his helmet. See if he drops the ball or not.
Down right there. That's caused the fumble. There's no question. The ground caused that fumble. So it's 2nd and 10.
Nice replay. Good work by our MediaCom crew.
Great job, crew.
Good job all day.
2nd and 10. Touchdown would be oh so sweet.
Can you feel it, Mike? 10 minutes.
Back to pass is Joel. Oh, we got a marker down. Maybe the clock ran out. Have no idea. Let's wait to see what the officials get out of this. Northern Iowa is somebody who took a timeout, I think. Maybe Northern Iowa?
Prior to the snap, timeout, Northern Iowa.
Yes, Northern Iowa took timeout prior to the snap. They didn't like the formation. We'll take a real quick break and come back. 24-13 SIU, 9:58 to go in the game. Second and 10, and whistles fly again. I think Joel took timeout. I'm not sure what happened on that play. No, false start.
We'll move it.
So it'll be 2nd and 15. And now the noise is starting to take its toll. Although I don't think you ought to have a procedure call or after a timeout. You should know exactly what you're doing. You probably went on first count. And now it's 2nd down, and they're calling it 16. Exactly 10 minutes to go to an outright Gateway championship. Northern Iowa fakes a blitz. Here they come.
Braden Jones refusing
fight.
to go down.
Now they're going to call that a fumble. Now they're calling it a fumble. And now Jerry Kill's going to be all over the officials.
They had Braden Jones stopped, and he wasn't making any forward progress. We'll see. We might get a better look later on, but they're saying that the ball did come out.
Here
Jones
it
the
is.
release man.
Tackle was made by number 99, Jordan Lacey. It is 1st and 10, Panthers.
Oh, look,
Jones
the ball's on the ground.
Stretching for a few
That was
extra yards on the sideline.
That was worse than than Antoine Jackson's fumble. Nevertheless,
so
Northern
here we
Iowa
go.
gets the ball.
We said, Mike, this thing ain't over till it's over. Oh,
Now Eric
Big
Sanders
turnaround.
calls timeout. And that's their last timeout. So Northern Iowa now out of timeouts.
if you were Southern, you were thinking just get some points on the board. You know, could you keep it going? Just, you know, stop backing up and maybe get Coffin a nice little chip shot field goal. And here we go.
9:50 to go. We'll be back quickly. That's Mark Farley. He's been in the officials' ear most of the third and part of here in the fourth quarter. They don't really like how anything's been officiated here in the second half. Neither one of those fumbles were fumbles. Braden Jones just laid the ball on the ground, and Antoine Jackson's was definitely caused by the ground, but it's first down for the Panthers at the 24-yard line. They are out of timeouts. Sanders a quick drop, throws it out, and a gain of about 3, maybe 4 on the play.
Sanders pass complete to number 87.
Sanders now 16 of 24 in the game. The first half he was 5 for 11 passing. Now with that completion, he's completed 11 out of 13 here in the second half.
He's a good quarterback, but they're not downfield. I mean, a lot of them are short, and Southern's playing a bit of a prevent defense as well, knowing they can pretty well move the ball on offense if they can make a stop or two or force them to kick a field goal.
See if Southern can force a turnover or get a sack, anything.
Second down and 6. Low snap again.
There.
Oh, Frank
nearly.
Johnson would like to see that again, wouldn't he?
It looked like it was a Jamarcus. Jordan came across, had his hands on it, and went right off Frank's chest. But boy, a lot of white shirts in between the ball and the receiver.
Here it is again. Sanders back to pass.
Try to force this one.
Oh, yeah, Jamarcus and Frank.
I guarantee
but
you Frank would have had it if Jamarcus didn't tip it too.
Yep, third down and 6 now for the Panthers. Let's see what the Dogs can do. Northern Iowa was 5 out of 11 on third down in the football game. Southern showing blitz, backs off. Strong rush up the middle. There's a little pop to David Horn, who gets the first down. Up to the 38-yard line.
And that play about 4 or 5 times today, and it gets him about 5 yards or more each time.
Good little safety valve to David Horn, gets a first down.
And it's another Panther. First and 10 UNI, and they are at the room from 9.
Clock starts again, 8:54, 8:53. Here it is again. Horn just kind of gets in front. And Patrick Jordan, if he could have made the initial stop, would have had him. But it's first down for the Panthers. Sanders. Play action. Throwing deep. Nice. Deep.
Against Houston. Or Johnson.
It's Frank. It's Frank. That'll be a 15-yard penalty. There's another flag down at the 33. So there could be a holding and an interference.
You figure it's about time for Sanders to unleash one and go deep. Officials will congregate.
When 2 throw the flag, then I have a little bit more good feeling about it. Interference, 15-yard penalty. It'll be first down at the Saluki 46-yard line.
Pass interference on the defense, number 5. 15-yard penalty, previous spot. Automatic, push down.
That was very close. And here it is again. Sanders unleashes it.
It's another Panther.
To the tight end, cut right.
First and 10 Panthers at the Saluki.
Got his left hand in there, maybe on the shoulder, before the ball got there. But it's first and 10 now for the Panthers.
60 yards worth of penalties for Southern.
Here's the draw to Horn. Up the gut. First down. Across the 35.
David Horn.
Stops the clock and the Panthers are rolling.
And this crowd getting a little louder, as they march down the field.
David Horn is close to 100 yards now. 19 carries, about 93 yards.
Oh, it ain't easy. Here he
There's
comes
the
up
draw.
middle.
Jamarcus and Marlin on the tackle, the 2 leading tacklers for the Salukis. Marlon Houston is the leading tackler this year. Clock running. We'll be down to 8 minutes at the conclusion of this play. Sanders gives it off to Horn. He's got some room, but a nice individual tackle by Brashear, but not before he gains 6 yards on the play.
I think this is where your seniors step up. And, this is the last time they're going to play here, and they'll have something to prove. And you expect one of your seniors to come up and make a big play, whether it's a sack or a pick or just stopping this momentum here for Northern Iowa.
Here's Horn on the Coleman Roads instant replay, and Brashear with a nice tackle. Don't forget he's playing with a broken hand right there on his right hand. He's got a cast. Second down and 5 for the Panthers. Surrency at the top of the screen is wide to the left side. Sanders back to pass. All day to throw. Caught. Patrick Hunter to the 14-yard line. And that's what happens when we give him time.
Sanders able to elude the Saluki rush. I think Billy Beard and Lionel Williams both in there. Hunter comes back to the ball. Once everybody runs their route, you're taught to just come back to the quarterback. And that's exactly what Hunter did. Is Sanders breaks free, has to scramble to his right. There's Lionel Williams, 94. Billy Beard, 96, going to come into your screen. And Hunter coming back and making the catch.
3 receivers. Sanders back. Here comes Lorenzo, almost got him. Here comes Lionel, almost got him. Touchdown. Patrick Hunter. 14-yard touchdown pass.
It's 24-19, 5-point ball game, and Eric Sanders holding up 2 fingers. No question they're going to go for 2. 24-19, 6:56 to go, and they can put it within a field goal. Here's the touchdown pass from Sanders.
Lorenzo almost gets him. Mark Phillip on his birthday almost got a birthday sack, but Hunter beats Jamarcus Jordan. Sanders has to go for 2 because they need to get within a field goal. 7 plays, 76 yards, 2:54. And let's see what Southern can come up with on the 2-point conversion play. If you give Sanders all day, he's going to find somebody. See if Southern blitzes here. cut right, goes in motion to the left. Here comes a blitz, everybody's coming. No, he dropped the football and they don't get it, so they need a touchdown to win the football game. Good coverage by Brashear. Sanders just couldn't get it to Sorensen. 24-19 the score. Back after this. We are back. It's 24-19 after the touchdown pass to Patrick Hunter and the missed two-point conversion. Wingert gets it to Arkey, and Arkey has a little bit of a lane, and there he goes. Whitlock up to the 41-yard line. I can't believe they don't kick it out of the end zone. I just don't get what they're doing.
So 35-yard return for Whitlock. Hey, give him some room and let him get that momentum going.
Here it is again. Arkey got a lane. A big lane.
It's Wingert that finally stops him.
1st and 10 for the Dogs at the 42. 2 or 3 first downs would be wonderful.
1st and 10.
And here comes that Panther crowd. They're on
It's going to take
their feet.
more than the crowd to beat the Dogs today. Here comes Arkey. He gained maybe one.
Tackle made by number 46.
Up over 160 yards. Whitlock. David Horn on the other side for Northern Iowa. He eclipsed 100. He has 103 on 20 carries.
Whitlock closing in on the Beard Law Firm player of the game. We'll pick that a little bit later. Southern needs a timeout, or excuse me, a first down to silence this crowd. Wide receivers to either side. In motion comes Kellen Allen. Joel.
It's going to go down.
Sacked by the linebacker, John Herman.
Number 54.
Joel may not get up. He does.
On that sack of Joel Saproski.
3rd and 16 now. Now you're going to hear 15,500 people all at once.
Southern has allowed 17 sacks this year. Herman credited with that one. He has 4.5 sacks for Northern Iowa.
You better hustle.
16 long yards to go for Southern.
He got the play off. Swings it out to Arkey. Gets back up to the 40. Not even back to the original line of scrimmage. And Southern's going to have to punt it away. And that's one of their big linemen, number 92. Kevin Stensrud, the nose tackle.
Yeah, as Whitlock kind of cuts back in, Stensrud making his way over there towards the sideline, in on the tackle.
So here we go.
It ain't easy.
It's never easy against the Panthers in this building. Stensrud really got his bell rung too. Last week, Northern Iowa got a punt return by Johnny Gray, the freshman, against Western Kentucky to get them back in that football game. It's 24-19.
Yeah, they trailed 10-3 in the 4th quarter. Exactly halfway through it, it was a 70-yard punt return by Gray. It got him knotted up at 10. Then he went into overtime.
It's 24-19, and with Stensrud down, we will be back to Northern Iowa after this. It's 4th down and 12 for the Salukis. Stensrud was able to walk off the field on his own power. We need another 25 seconds on the clock. Zach Kettlecamp is standing at his 25-yard line. Johnny Gray is standing at the 20-yard line. It's going to fall on the Saluki defense. Returnable. And here he comes. Look at the wall. Patrick Jordan, thank goodness. Return right, and what a lane he had. Marker down as well. That'll be a block in the back, so we'll come all the way back to about the 21-yard line, and what a fortunate call that is. Yes. They'll go all the way back to the 21-yard line. So they got to go 79 yards. And that might be it right there. Oh, it was right. Nope, still can't see it. Doesn't matter, it's what it was. Nice return by the freshman. In the last 7 games, Northern Iowa has turned the ball over 7 times and forced 19 turnovers. So here we go. They need to go 79 yards. 4:42 left to go. Three receivers in the formation. Sanders will give it to David Horn.
Get him from behind.
He goes nowhere, lost 2 yards. He'll be back at the 19. They may mark it at the 20, a loss of 1. Second down and 11. Northern Iowa cannot stop the clock.
Second and 11.
Southern needs to make a play.
See what this defense has left. We're going to be down to about 4 minutes.
There's a bunch of seniors on the field right now with that defense. It's up to them. Wide left is Hunter. Wide right is Surrency. Here comes Doyle. Here comes the rush. They got him.
Williams got him locked up.
They're going to call it a sack.
There's a flag coming in late.
Intentional grounding or what? Wasn't a face mask.
Wims gave chase. He had Sanders running around. Lionel Williams finally got him wrapped up. Jeff Jones was in there. Here comes the call.
Intentional grounding.
There is no flag on the play.
Third down and 11 though. I don't even know what the call might have been unless they thought it was intentional grounding.
Just make sure he's outside the tackles when he released it.
Look how strong Sanders is. He's got 2 Salukis all over him, Jones and Williams.
6 of 12 on third down conversions for Northern Iowa.
Third and 11. See if Southern comes with a blitz. Just under 4 minutes to go. Here comes Patrick Jordan. Wide open. Wide open is Goodwin. Wow.
Eric Sanders passing to number 16, Goodwin.
Goodwin's third catch of the day. That one good for about 20 plus.
And it's another Panther.
Wide open at the 38. First and 10. Clock rolls. 3:49 to go. This is so reminiscent of 2 years ago, because they got a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to go ahead by 3.
Mark Phillip coming in for the 3-man front for Southern. The yardage marker still said third down. That's why they're going to stop the play. They'll flip it over to show first down.
3:38. Southern on a huge third down. Gave up about 20 on 3rd and 11.
Please set the clock. 3:53.
3:53. I guess they didn't stop the clock on the first down. See if those 11 seconds are critical seconds. A turnover, a sack. Tight end comes in motion way to the right side. Play action. Surrency. That's the play they scored the touchdown on against Western Kentucky in overtime last week. Just getting him out on the boundary. Number 28 for the Salukis, Derek Belton, had the coverage on Surrency. and he got by Belton, and then it was another 6 yards.
Lorenzo Wims working hard up front still. Jamarcus Jordan with the first hit, and then Philip Doyle in there on the tackle.
1st and 10, 3:35 to go. The Salukis have 1 timeout remaining. Sanders. He can run all day here.
Sanders, the carrier.
In a pretty good spot, too, out at the 36-yard line.
That 2-point conversion becomes huge, because if they got that, all they need is a field goal to tie it. They have to get it into the end zone.
Second and three. Clock stops at the 3:28 mark.
Sanders on the day, 21 of 31 for 237 through the air. Rushing now with 9 yards after that getaway.
They've gone strictly to the pass here. Let's see if they spring David Horn. Tight end goes in motion to the top of the screen. No. Pass again.
Look at Mark Phillip getting through
to the outside.
Big interception coming up. Oh, Brashear, you think if he didn't have the broken arm, Mike?
No. Oh. Should have had it. Threw into quadruple coverage. It's 3rd down and 4.
I was waiting for one of these seniors to come up with it. Sanders looking to his right. Checks the middle of the field, comes right. And 33, Brad Brashear going up with it.
Yeah, I think it did cause it. Yep. I think it did cause it.
Couldn't get a squeeze on it with that cast, but it's 3rd down.
See what happens here. To the right is Patrick Hunter.
So they're bringing them
short of the 1st down. It's going to be 4th down and 2 for the Panthers. For all intents and purposes, this could be the ball game. See what they have up their sleeves on 4th and 2. They can't call timeout.
On 4th downs this year.
Into the game comes Jamie Goodwin, who's been their key 3rd down receiver.
Northern Iowa is the 2nd best team in the conference. 9 out of 14 have yet to attempt a 4th down conversion today.
4th down. Here comes the house. Sanders hit as he threw. Touchdown! Patrick Hunter.
Sanders giving the touchdown signal. He's laying at the 45-yard line. That young man stood in there and took a hit. So it's 25-24. 6 points on the board, and they're going to go for 2 to try and force overtime if Southern can kick a field goal. 2:38 on the clock. Watch Sanders take the hit as everybody coming through.
Marlon Heaston got beat. Perfect throw, perfect catch.
4th and 2. And they got it in a big way.
Eight plays, 79 yards, 2:04.
Wims has him wrapped up, and there's a sack.
Nails him back at the 20, so the Salukis need just a field goal to win this game.
2 sacks today for Wims. He's got 8 on the season.
2:38 left to go. It's Northern Iowa now, 25, the Salukis 24. We'll be back for the final 2:38 after this. Northern Iowa has scored 15 straight points in the 4th quarter, now leads by 1 with 2:38 to go. Here we go. There's what I'm talking about. He kicked it to Kingdom Come. So Southern will start at its 20. Needs to get down to at least the 30 to have an opportunity for a game-winning field goal try. And they're not going to be able to hear themselves think for this final series.
Coffin's longest this year is 43.
But this is the Dome.
Has a 36-yarder to put Southern up 3-0 earlier in this game. I guess this is what it should be, Mike. The last conference game, and both teams fighting for a playoff berth.
Here comes our key. Got 6.
One timeout left for Southern, none for the Panthers.
Execution is key here. Southern has been able to move the ball all game long, but total yardage now is 428 to 410 as we see the draw play with Arkey. He gets 6. Second down and 4. Make it 3.
Kupek might want to head toward the sideline. No, going to get a few extra yards. All right, getting the first down.
There's that aviation coming into play with Chris Kupek, the aviation major, goes airborne to get the first down at the 32-yard line. 1:57 to go.
Smart play. I was telling him to get out of bounds, and he knew where he was going. He had to get that first down. Good job by Chris Kupek.
Clock stops on the timeout. It just started again around the first down. Just started again. 1:52, 1:51 to go. I still think Brent Little could come up huge in this football game.
Wide right is Little.
To nobody. 2nd and 10. He had Kupek, Kellen Allen, and Brent Little all out there. Excuse me, Micah Turner, Kellen Allen, and Brent Little all out there, but nobody was really open. 2nd and 10.
Kellen Allen, the leading receiver for Southern today. 4 catches for 54 yards. He's got a touchdown. Brent Little, 2 for 61.
Corey Payne wide to the right. Allen in the slot to the right. Brent Little at the bottom of your screen. Joel back to pass. Has Brent wide open. First down at the 42. Got out of bounds.
See if they'll stop the clock. No, they won't.
It's first down.
So it'll run once they move the chains, and that was a good play. Brent acted like he was going deep.
There he stopped the clock. First down at the 43.
Joel just waits for Brent to run deep, and then by the time he unleashes the ball, Brent has cut back and come to the ball. Good pass play.
Plenty of time, 1:27.
2 extra seconds coming for Southern. The clock says 1:27. They'll put it at 1:29.
It's a first down. 1:29 to go.
I was going to say Southern move.
Jimmy Wegerer moved. Be 1st and 15. Jimmy nudged a little bit. Now it becomes tougher on 1st and 15.
Again, Coffin's long of this year is 43 yards. That means for a 43-yarder, Southern would have to get to the Northern Iowa 26-yard line.
2 years ago, he tried one from 53 and had plenty of distance. It just missed. Arkey, nothing. Timeout.
Southern might have to use their timeout. It's approaching a minute. 1:02.
Just used our last timeout. It's going to be 2nd and 16. And they had to use the timeout.
They have to get across midfield for the first down. It'd be at the Northern Iowa 47.
1:02 left to go. We'll be right back after this break. With that, Jackson Mike Trude back at the Dome in Northern Iowa. 25-24 the score. It's 2nd down and 16 for the Salukis. They've been outscored 15-0 here in the 4th quarter to turn this game around. And here come the Dawgs. Corey Payne will be wide to the right side. Brent Little wide to the left side. Kellen Allen in the slot to the right. Will Joel get some time to throw the football? Here comes the blitz. It's Brent Little, nothing. And Southern's really got to hurry on 3rd down.
Clock ticking down to 50 seconds. And Sometimes we see Brent get away on that one, and Northern Iowa.
They knew that was coming.
Yep.
Here we are back to live action. There's Brent getting taken down after a really short game. 3rd and 13. Joel caught by Corey Payne, and he got out of bounds.
Yes.
He got out of bounds on 4th down. It's going to be 4th and 6. And the automatic bid is hanging in the balance. He needs 5. It's 4th and 5. The Salukis need 5. 25 seconds left in the football game. And Northern Iowa has had a heck of a run here in the 4th quarter.
Got to get 5 for the first down. And you got to watch the clock also.
He's got to go. No. He didn't get it.
It's going to be a yard short.
And the ball game, for all intents and purposes, is over.
Northern Iowa celebrating on their sideline.
Northern Iowa.
They're going to the playoffs
Playoff
for sure.
bound as the automatic berth for the Gateway Football Conference. Salukis need to beat North Dakota State next week to guarantee themselves of a playoff spot. It's a 3-way tie for the Gateway Conference Championship between Northern Iowa, Southern Illinois, and Youngstown State.
12th Gateway Conference title for Northern Iowa. They'll share this one with
Eric
Southern and
Sanders is going to enjoy this, taking a knee. 15 unanswered points in the 4th quarter. There it is. And the clock will run down, and the seniors did not get it done in the Dome. They had their opportunities with a 10-point lead at halftime. There's a sideline foul on Northern Iowa. Maybe it's just a warning.
Substitution on the offense. Number 10, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down.
It was 24-10 after the 3rd quarter. Northern Iowa scored 8 seconds into the 4th quarter. 40 seconds into the 4th quarter on a Wingert field goal, and a 14-yard pass to Hunter, and a 31-yard pass to Hunter. And the clock will now just run down. The Panthers are pumped. 1-0. Our final score from the Unidome in Cedar Falls, Iowa. Northern Iowa 25, Southern Illinois 24. Stay tuned, our post-game show is next. Well, the Panthers were celebrating. Let's take a look at the final scoreboard, brought to you by the SIU Alumni Association, proudly serving alumni, students, family, and friends of Southern Illinois University, Carbondale. There you see it, 25-24, the final score. 15 unanswered points in the 4th quarter gave Northern Iowa a tie for the Gateway Conference Championship with the Salukis and Youngstown State. It's time now for the Bryan Furniture postgame show. Bryan Furniture in downtown Heron invites you to sit back and enjoy Saluki football. For the most comfortable seat in the house, shop the 3 floors of Bryan Furniture. And Thad, that momentum just kept building and building and building, and it appeared Southern had plenty of time left on that final drive. Over 2 minutes, 2:28, 2:26, but they just couldn't get it done.
Northern Iowa got it done on their end, though. They knew what they had to do. They, if they lost, their season might be over. They might not make it to the playoffs. In this case, though, the Gateway Conference title is shared between 3 teams now: Youngstown State, Southern, and Northern Iowa.
All right, the player of the game is presented by the Beard Law Firm. The Beard Law Firm congratulates Archie Whitlock. The Beard Law Firm is proud of their association with the many SIU graduates who have worked with them over the years. Archie, 25 carries, 167 yards, and a touchdown. He also caught 3 passes for 18, but it was the last pass he caught where he came up 1 yard shy that ended the season here at the Unidome. 25-24 was the final score. Northern Iowa wins it over the Salukis. Thad, it's just one of those things where you had a chance to put the game away, and Braden Jones got called for that fumble, and after the fumble, it was all Northern Iowa.
And just something about this dome where once Northern Iowa gets going, you know, it seems like you can't stop them, but they don't call it the home sweet dome for nothing, or dome sweet dome, and they proved it again, beating Southern by a point. But you know, it's on. Southern still got another game to go. They play North Dakota State. And that one they have to win. North Dakota State's in the top 25, so Southern can't just look back on this one and hang their heads. They have to get ready to play at home and another game to make their playoff push.
Salukis play next Saturday against North Dakota State, 3 o'clock kickoff at McAndrew Stadium. Again, tickets on the east side are $3 for high school and under and $6 for adults. Kickoff is 3 o'clock next Saturday at McAndrew Stadium. Want to remind you about Mediacom basketball coverage. Check your local listings to find out what games that Mediacom will be broadcasting Saluki basketball this year. We've enjoyed bringing you football on Mediacom this year. And once again, the final score from Northern Iowa, the Salukis, who are now 7-3 on the season, come up on the short end of the stick, losing to Northern Iowa 25-24. For our entire crew here in Cedar Falls and for Thad Jackson, I'm Mike Trude. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.